like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media. And you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead, hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this. And it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we are going to be talking about another very interesting subject, because, you know, that's the way I do subjects. I don't really do subjects that ain't interesting. That's just, that just ain't how I get down, okay? That's just not how I get down, okay? We're going to take another roll down, you know, the mindset of the ruthless nice guy, okay? And we are going to deal with the fact that, you know, an interesting fact, and I'm going to tell you how we even came up with this one. We're going to deal with the fact that broke people ask me for money. Yep, it's simple. Broke people asking me for money, okay? Didn't understand. I'm a little surprised on how this became a thing, y'all, which I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute about how, you know, we're at the point of doing the ruthless nice guy. Broke people ask me for money. All right, but before we go into this too deep, y'all, I want to first take a moment out to acknowledge people who've truly helped me and support the channel, the financial contributors, because those are people who are going above and beyond. Now, I appreciate everybody who gives me views, especially the consistent viewers. I appreciate everyone who hits that like button because it helps with the algorithm. I definitely appreciate folks who leave comments after the stream. That helps a whole lot as well. And shout out to everybody who hypes me up, especially every time you get. Appreciate you hyping me up. And, you know, we have people that go above and beyond the call of duty. And those are the financial contributors are what we like to call the sponsor of the stream. So shout out to Andre 420. He is the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to that brother. Shout out to that brother. Appreciate the continued support. And that's real talk. Shout out to Andre 420. He is the sponsor of today's stream. And let me check in with some of the first people to hit this morning, because when you start a stream, it's always great to see that you got a few folks right there raring for you to go. So shout out to the first one in the building, which we like to call around here the Highlander of today's stream. So shout out to Kevin 3904. 3905. He is the Highlander of today's stream. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. Great to have you in the building. We got Gold P coming in right behind him. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. Tunnel Runner is in the building as well. My main man, Trey Bentley, is in the house representing the way he always does. Hashtag Long Live the Habitual Line Steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the Wilderness. Hashtag Dignity Over Vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's Babies. Hashtag Hell Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. We also got my main man, the pit master himself, is in the building, keeping everything smooth and in line. And I appreciate you for what you do, my brother. What they see and even what they don't see. Real talk. Because y'all can't get up in well, you ain't gonna say y'all can't get in Bible class, but it take a minute, okay? But shout out to Chef Mike's Roundtable. Appreciate all you do, my brother. Appreciate all you do. We got my main man. I'm listening in the building. What's good, my brother? What's good? All my hoes, the monetizers here. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Capri 10 is in the house. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. Boot Camp is in the building. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. Floyd Thompson is here. Yay, yay. Shout out to Michael Watson. Always great to see you. Afro Merchant is in the building as well. And we also have Ahmed Global in the house. Great to see you. Great to see y'all. And we going to get into this, y'all. Another ruthless, nice guy. Simple concept. Broke people ask me for money. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to Passport OG. Y'all see I put a link in the description with a video from Passport OG. I'm going to say great video. Great video. Came on time, y'all. Came on time. I'm not gonna make no secret, y'all. If y'all been around long enough, and y'all know I've been through a channel or two, y'all know that I didn't have some things going on. But I didn't say some things, and I ain't gonna shy away from it. At the end of the day, okay. At the end of the day, we all need a little bit of money, y'all. We all need a little bit of money. I encourage black men to get out there and get whatever money they can get. I actually encourage all black men to shoot for six figures. Why? Because it's an elite number. You know, I'm not saying every black man gonna make it. It's an elite number, but we do need to learn how to recognize it for what it is. It is an elite number. If less than 10% of the country makes it, that puts you at an elite level if you hit six figures. So we need to talk about it the way it is, not the way it's imagined, the way people use it over the internet at this particular time. Six figures is an elite number. So there's nothing wrong for black men shooting to be elite. We all ain't gonna make elite, but we can all shoot for elite. You know, and that's real talk. Now, unfortunately, we have women who push this six-figure narrative because, I mean, let's keep it real. Kevin Samuels just made it famous, and people start latching on to that number once he made it famous. Black women have never wanted a six-figure man. Okay, they want niggas that are broke that they can control, or they want you to have millions of dollars so they can extract money from you. And that's just how it goes. And, you know, there was a conversation that was being had, and somebody asked my opinion. They're having a conversation about something. They asked me something. Okay. And somehow it was women and money came up, and it was in a context of a relationship. I'm gonna put that out there. It was in the context of some form of relationship you're having with the woman. Well, I ain't gonna say some form, but some woman you was with, you was cool with. Y'all was good together. Y'all was linked up. quote unquote boyfriend girlfriend situation type thing or whatever. Okay, based on how it was explained to me, and they were having a conversation about money and how men should treat women and money. Now, y'all know it's a lot of black women out here drab begging right now. I've been saying that for a while. People starting to catch on. Okay, people are starting to catch on that the women are really just begging out here. And some of them are begging more overtly, and it is what it is. Some folks on social media, they take a begging position immediately. You know, they got some type of social media name, and then right next to that is some form of cash app. Now, they put it out there like they doing content like I am. Now, do I put a cash app out there? Yeah, it's $ the Roger Report Live. But I do content. I look to be rewarded for the content that I do. I don't just put a $ out or just put a cash out there and tell random people just send me money. Okay, that's how we're gonna start our communication. Just send me money. Because what is that? That's begging. Just is what it is. We can say what we want to say, but it's begging. Just because begging takes on a different form, don't stop it from being begging. You know, and I was talking to a couple of brothers, like I said, they just asked me something, and I'm dealing with gentlemen that's in the world, and they say, basically, if a woman asks you for money, basically, kind of what does that mean? That's what we kind of got into. If your woman is asking you for money, what does that mean? And I said something that they were a little shocked by. Okay, I'm gonna even say they even somewhat, possibly took slight offense on women's behalf when they asked me a question about women and money. Now I'm a man. I don't make no issue of men have to do things for women, and we're going to take care of them. They're not going to take care of us. I don't act like that's some mystery. But when they ask me a question about a woman asking me for money, even though I'm with the woman, in the example, you're with the woman and she's asking you for money. Basically, what does that mean? I just said, I mean, she broke. They was like, no, we're not saying all that. I said, bro, your example is you're in a relationship with a woman and the woman's asking me for money. Bro, broke people ask me for money. Now they trying to re-explain it, okay? They trying to re-explain it and make it sound, I guess, a little bit more I don't know, a little easier. Some way for me to accept it differently. And I say, no, bro. I mean, based on what you're saying, I mean, you're talking about somebody asking you for money. Okay. If you're asking me for money, you're doing it because you're broke. Broke people ask me for money. Now, I told y'all, I don't come from money like that. I can't tell you, I got a great granddaddy that started some business and we multi-millionaires and all that. I don't come from money. No, I don't come from money like that. Okay. We was regular folk trying to get by in the world, doing what we could do. Okay. So I don't come from money. Now, I do have some very blessed situations. I do believe I'm a very favored person by God. I do believe that based on the stuff I see. I can get into money trouble and I can do stuff that other people can't necessarily do. Say for an example, I get into a bad situation. I can't pay my car note. I just call my daddy. Yep, I can do that. I can call my dad. Dad, I'm in some financial trouble. I need to pay my car note. Can you give it to me? He'll give it to me. Do I have to pay him back? No. Now, I wouldn't do that to my father. I ain't going to take his money and not pay him back. I wouldn't do that to him. But no, I can do that. Now, my thing is, why would I ask my daddy for some money? Because I'm broke. That's why I'm going to him to ask him for some money. Hey, daddy, I'm broke. I need some money to pay my car note. Can you help me? Now, my father being the way he is, of course he's going to say, yeah. Cool. My car note gets paid, but that don't change what my situation is. I'm broke. That's why I ask for money. You know, now they're saying that, well, no, just because a woman asks for money does not mean she broke. I say, bro, who asks you for money like that? I say you own this, you're out somewhere in the world. A bum will ask you for some money because the bum is broke. So they'll ask you for money. That's the way it goes. Broke people ask you for money. Now, I'm not talking about things from a business standpoint. I understand you could be in business, and then there's other things that you're trying to accomplish in business. And then there's a whole business principle about using other people's money. So I'm not talking about it from a business standpoint. Okay. So yeah, I'm not talking about it from a business standpoint. I'm just, you brought me into this conversation. You asked me a question, and now I'm giving you a real answer, and it's like you uncomfortable with the realness in the answer. You asked me about the young lady asking me for some money. Well, she asking me for some money because she broke. It's that simple at the end of the day. Now, I think that's something black men really need to learn to accept. And shout out to you, Kevin. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, I wasn't trying to start no controversy per se. I was just really trying to get to the answer of the question that was asked to me. We had a little conversation, I don't know, maybe we talked for maybe 10, 15 minutes, something like that. And there was some adjustments made. Well, what if she has money, but she don't want to spend her money? Like you dealing with this woman. She don't want to spend her money. She want to spend your money. And I said, yeah, a broke woman would do that. Okay. Now we ain't saying that. I'm like, hey, brother. If Beyonce asked me for some money, now Beyonce rich, man. She asked me for some money. She broke. Well, we know she got money in the bank, don't we? Yeah, we know technically Beyonce is a rich woman, don't we? But if you asking me for money, you're broke. Now, even if you're not broke per se, how people would see it from a financial standpoint, the fact that you're just plain old asking me for money, you're broke anyway, because you have a certain mentality that's keeping you in a certain place. And my thing is, hey, it is what it is on that note. Okay. Now, like I said, they seem like they were somewhat offended about it. Didn't mind it, y'all. I didn't come up with money. Being broke ain't nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come up with money. I've been broke on many a day. So to me, it's not an insult to be broke. Okay. Plenty of people broke. Just is what it is. Truth be told, I think black people need to get more comfortable with that concept, because it's harder for us to advance better if we always trying to fake like we doing well instead of doing stuff to actually do well. And truth be told, America is broke because I've looked at certain numbers about how the American people are doing, the households and all that. This is a country full of broke people. So I don't even understand why people being so sensitive about it. Truth. Well, I kind of get it, but it ain't nothing to be sensitive about. I'm not saying you got to stay broke. Okay, I ain't saying that. But even in the context of the relationship with the woman asking me for money, I'm still saying, yes, she's asking me because she's broke. No, bro, she got money set to the side. She just not trying to spend her money. She's trying to spend your money. I say, yeah, a broken woman would do that. She's broke mentally. I don't care what she got in the bank. Okay, she broke mentally. Why you need me to take care of your situation? You broke. It's that simple. Okay, if I gotta be broke when I ask for money, how come she ain't gotta be broke when she asks for money? Now, then it was, I was trying to tell him, look, man, I'm not saying a woman doesn't have value just because she's broke. Okay, I'm not saying that. She can have value even though she broke, but I don't have to pretend she not broke in order for me to do things that I do. And so we get into a conversation, how men treat women and things like that. I'm saying, look, bro, as a man, you're not looking for a woman for money. Men don't really do that. Okay, we don't look for women for money. So yes, I can find a woman that I like in some kind of way, but she does not have to have money. Am I going to penalize her for being broke? No. The question is, do she look good enough for me to holler? I ain't worried about if she broke. You know, you want to take a young lady out, you pay for it. I mean, why she need to have money to go on a date with me if I'm paying for the date? I don't see what the issue is. Okay, I don't see what the issue is. You know, but the thing is, y'all, and I've talked a little bit about this when it comes to women being defective. Women begging men for money does show a level of defectiveness throughout what's going on with the Black community over here in America. And I know it's like this in other places in the world too. All right. Now, I'm thinking, Black men, can we be okay with women being, and I'm saying from a financial standpoint, can we be okay with women being broke? We men, the average Black man has been broke at some point. You may not be broke at this moment, but the average Black man been broke at some point. Okay. You know, most Black men did not come from a family with money. Are there some that did? Sure. But most of us did not. Most of us have been broke at some point. Even some of the guys who come from a family with money, at some point in their life, they may have been broke too. Now, I'm not saying men got to start looking for women to provide money. But can we recognize that women are broke, and can we be okay with it? Now, I've said before, women have access to the same stuff we have access to. Once you're 18 and you've gotten out of high school, there's things men can do. You can further your education by going to some type of college or trade school. That's one thing. You can go to the military. That's a second thing. You can go get a job. That's a third thing. Or you can go start a business. That's a fourth thing. Now, women can do all these things. It's not like anything stopping them from doing any one of those things. Not only that, they literally can go get married to a man, and that man will take care of them, and they don't have to even worry about any of those things if they don't want to. They have that as a fifth option. We have four options. They got a fifth option. And no, men don't have the option of going to get a husband that's just going to take care of them. Now, I guess if you want to be super technical and you want to talk about people of an alternative lifestyle, maybe some of those men can do something like that. I don't know, because I didn't came across gay couples, and I ain't never seen a gay couple where there was men and one guy worked and the other guy didn't. I ain't never seen that. Okay. And I told y'all before, I work with, in all kinds of areas with all kinds of people. So I know in the Chicago area, we know what the gay folks are for, a large chunk of gay people are. I ain't never seen two gay men living together and one didn't have a job. I ain't never came across that. Okay. Maybe, if you look hard enough, I guess you can find a guy with no legs. I'm not looking at gay couples like that. So maybe it does exist, but generally it don't seem like that's a thing that's normal even amongst them. So men got to get out there and make something happen at the end of the day. Now, should we have some level of concern? Should you have some level of concern? I'm going to say, I think the reason there should be some level of concern because Black men are going to have to be comfortable with Black women being broke. I understand that there's some things going on. Trump done did some stuff, and a lot of folks, they got their panties in a bunch about what's going on with DEI, what's going on with the SNAP benefits, the Medicaid right now, the Section 8. These are real things that are on the table right now. Okay. We had a federal judge that said, get some of that money out there. Y'all had contingency money. Let's get that contingency money out there so people can do things they need to do. But that only deals with November. It doesn't deal with anything beyond that. So, the politicians are in office playing games with each other, trying to see who gonna blink, because who really cares about the people at the end of the day? What politician really cares about the people? Because if you really cared about the people, would we have the situation going on that we have going on right now, where some of the people who have the least are getting affected the most. Now, the thing is, y'all, hey, people got to make ends meet. Black men, you will be asked for even more stuff than you've been asked for already. Now, I'm of a world where black women have always begged. And I know the first time I remember saying that publicly, I remember people had certain reactions to that. I ain't going to say too much about it, but I remember people had reactions to that. I don't ever remember black women not begging. I just don't remember that time. They've always begged. Okay? I've had women beg for me in all kinds of situations. I've literally rode public transportation and random woman would just ask me, they just start begging. Now, I'm not tripping that they beg. I get what world I live in, but they beg. Do black women have to beg? No. Now, this is a picture of a young lady. I don't even know her name. I just know she was taking some Forbes magazine interview, which tells me she did a little something. There was a little caption there about something about 7 million. So maybe she owns a business worth $7 million. Maybe she brought in $7 million in income on one particular year. Who knows? The point is, what's available to us as men is also available to women. Can black men be okay with women being broke? Because see, the thing is, there will be questions, there will be things being said, not like they're already not being said. But how do you measure black men? Now, a lot of people say you measure men by their women. So there will be some black women struggling out here because they've been on the system for a long period of time. Some of them have never known a life without the system. You know, they mama was on the system. You know, they got older, became an adult themselves. They went and got pregnant, and then mama told them how to get on the system. They don't really understand the world without the system. Nah, my bad. I can't say they don't understand the world without the system. They're not interested in the world without the system. Now, a lot of black men are going to look at this and measure themselves. I've heard plenty of times people say you can always tell a group of men based on how the women are doing. I don't buy into that. I believe you can tell how well a group of men are doing by how well a group of men are doing. You know, how the women are doing is a whole different thing because you're in a free country. Now, if you don't have freedom in the country, then yes, I can roll with you. You can tell how well the men are doing by how well the women are being taken care of. You can say that. But in a free country where people can make the choices that they want to make, I don't see how it's men's responsibility to take care of women when they have freedom to do what they want to do. I don't get that. So a lot of folks, we try to put these old constraints on men that don't actually apply. All right. Now, women are trying to get men to send them money to go on dates. Women say things like, my time is valuable. I don't want no man to waste my time. And a lot of men are cool with this stuff. Let's just keep it real. A lot of men are cool with this stuff. Why? Because you look at a woman's time as valuable. Now, I'm going to ask, is it? When did a woman's time become valuable? How does that happen? Okay, how does that happen? Now, my thing is, I'm just saying it because these are real things. I meet a young lady. I'm interested enough in the young lady to take on the date. So now I spend money to take her out on a date. Okay? I spend money to take her out on a date. She ain't coughing up a dime. But you'll hear women say stuff like, well, I don't want my time wasted. How I waste your time and I'm paying? This is something I think we really need to start discussing as black men. This is like a real thing that needs to be discussed. Not as a joke. I know there's a lot of ways to say it as a joke, but I'm saying real talk. You have young women that will say, well, I don't want my time wasted. Are you paying? Because time is money. That's what people say, right? Time is money. And yes, for the average person, you need time to make money because most people don't make money on the system. So I get it. Time is money. Well, if I'm the one spending the money, the implied thing is I'm the one spending my time to get the money. So my time is valuable. Is her time valuable? Maybe it is, but to who? It's not valuable to me. Your time is not valuable until you do something that shows that it's valuable to me. Now, am I going to take any old Yahoo on a date? Absolutely not. I am going to take out a woman on a date that I believe is worth something because I've said this before. See, y'all, I'm very consistent about this stuff. Dating should be for the women you're trying to marry. You meet a woman, you want to make sure she's good enough to marry. That's who you date. If you just trying to hit it and quit it, you don't need a date for that, especially not in today's world. Okay, I'm not saying that's what you got to do. I'm just saying realistically, you don't need to take a woman on a date to hit it and quit it. That's just not a real thing. Okay. Now, the thing is, a lot of people push narratives to get men to react to stuff they don't need to react to. Okay. You know, what do I care about some woman telling me her time is valuable? It ain't valuable to me. You got to become something to me for me to see your time is valuable. And I don't think your time that valuable if you ain't paying. I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I don't think your time that valuable if you're not paying. And that's just being real. Now, am I saying I'm being disrespectful of women? No. But when you talk about value is going to be perceived different. How much value am I putting on you and your quote unquote time and you're not even paying anything? Now the person paying, I got to respect what they doing. I didn't say it myself. If I go somewhere and somebody else is paying, you ain't got to worry about me telling them where to go. You ain't got to worry about me telling them what restaurant we should go to eat afterward. You ain't got to worry about me saying too much about nothing about how this stuff should go. Because why? Somebody else is paying. I'm just enjoying the ride. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enjoy the ride. If you paying for it, man, hey, do your thing, brother. Do your thing. Now, I have been out with friends before. And sometimes one person would pay and everybody else got to keep their money in their pocket. Okay? Or sometimes we going out, you had a friend that just didn't have the money. Look, I don't come for money. Maybe some of y'all do. I don't come for money. When we was young, especially me and my friends, we was quote unquote borrowing from one another and we was giving to one each other because we didn't have money like that. Just is what it is. So yeah, we kicking it on Friday. Okay? Hey, y'all ain't got no money. It don't matter. We kicking it. And somebody else will just pay for you because we was broke. Okay? Me and my broke friends, we still kicked it at the end of the day. And when you don't pay, you just didn't ask a bunch of questions. It's just where y'all want me to meet you. That's all we really needed to know. So I think about the concept of money, time, value. Where does the women's value come from? Now, I understand I did make the title what it is just because of a certain conversation that came up. And I'm not saying a man can't give his woman money. If she your woman, I don't see why you wouldn't give her some money. Now, my thing is, I look for money toward a purpose. If a woman say, I want to get my hair done, I don't look at that as just begging for money. She wants to get her hair done. She wants me to help her look nice, but she wants to look nice for me. Is that part of this equation? Because if she ain't trying to look nice for me, I don't care how she look. Now, I have since retired from helping women with their hair because I've helped some women in the past with their hair. And I started seeing how expensive hair is. And they pay what I perceive as unbelievable prices for some of the stuff that they get done. So I don't want to, I don't like it. I don't like it enough to put money on it. I just say that. I don't like all that stuff they do in here to put money on it. So I have refrained from doing things like that. And there have been some women who got a little salty with me because I just told them, look, I don't pay for hair. And they'll get salty with me. Well, you a man. Don't you want me to look nice? Yeah, but I don't pay for hair though. And if you can't make that happen without me paying for hair, that's a personal issue you need to have resolved. But I've retired from helping women with their hair. It just is what it is. And I just don't care how you feel about it. And if we can't kick it because I ain't going to pay for your hair, then we just can't kick it. I ain't lost nothing. And I think a lot of men need to come back to the fact that when you make certain moves, you got to remember who you're talking to and who you're talking about. Did you lose anything? Because I've talked to a woman. We couldn't go out because I wouldn't help with her hair. I'm firm about I'm not paying for your hair. Y'all can do all that hair stuff y'all want to. I've been to beauty salons. I know people who work in the beauty salons and all that stuff. I heard about this price and stuff. I helped some young ladies in the past. I don't care enough about your hair to spend that type of money on. I'm not paying $300, $400, $500 on your hair. I don't care if you sit there and you finna get braids for $8. I don't care. I'm not paying for it. And if we can't kick it because I'm not paying, what am I actually losing? Nothing for real. So I don't care about a person who quote unquote now they don't want to kick it with me no more. I don't care. Because I understand one real thing about life, y'all. When men deal with women, we take care of them. And I'm talking about from a financial perspective. They don't take care of us. Why would I care how you gonna react to what I say? I have no reason to care. Now I'm gonna give the mic to a couple of to some gentlemen, but gentlemen, I got a guy who came up yesterday, but he never did make it on the show. I tried to get him on when I seen him backstage. He was backstage a little while, and I never got him on the show. So I don't know who he is, but he just popped up in the back right now. But I don't know him, so you know we gotta be cautious around here. So I'm gonna let him get the mic. I mean, it's his first time here, so I'm gonna let him get the mic first. All right, we got a gentleman by the name of Nolan, because I don't know if Nolan is somebody I know or somebody I don't know, because I don't recognize him by the name of Nolan. So Nolan, you are on the air. You have a 2-minute opening statement. Go ahead with it.
Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for putting me on the show, brother. I just came to know about the show from call person who just gave me the link to the channel. I used to watch you for a week, and it's interesting the way you deliver your statements. I really like it, man.
Okay. So what do you have? What input do you have as far as what's being said so far, or what do you want to give? And I'm not gonna lie to you, Nolan. I don't trust you yet. I ain't got the best vibes on you. I'm not saying you a troll. I just don't know that you ain't yet.
Oh, brother. The Sanity Machine channel, King Stephen, he told me to come to your show. He does react to it in his live streams. I'm interested if you know about him. Are you aware of him, or do you have any connections to him?
No, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Let me send you the link, man.
And
just wait a minute.
I don't think I need a link. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. I can't see your whole name right now, but I'm not gonna uncover the screen. So Begging, tell me your name and go ahead with your opening statement.
It's Begging the Stallion.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Begging the Stallion.
Begging the Stallion.
Brother, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link in the private chat. In the private chat. He is the one who gave me the link to the channel.
Okay.
So I came to know about it.
You know what? I appreciate it. I will guarantee you this. I'm gonna take a look at it. But I have people to get rid of people, and they already done put the word out to remove you from the stage. So I'm not saying you're a bad guy. but you've already been kicked out of the show today. So I guess probably lack of preparation. You could take it that way. You've already been kicked for the day.
I apologize. I
No,
apologize.
it's fine. It's fine. You just been kicked for the day. You can come back another day. You can come back Monday. Wait a minute, today Thursday. You come back tomorrow, Friday. But you got to be prepared to flow with the show if you're gonna come up here. That's all. So
Okay, thank you, sir.
you're a
Thank you,
little
sir.
unprepared today.
Putting me on the show.
All
Thank you
right.
for putting me on the show.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
No problem. Have a good day.
Please check out the link. Please check out the link, sir.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, brother. Okay, I took him off air. All right. But he dropped some link. We'll get into that. But Begging the Stallion, you got the mic. Go ahead, my brother. Let's keep the show rolling.
Happy Thursday, Roger.
Happy Thursday, my brother.
Happy Thursday to everybody who's listening right now. And don't forget to hit the like button. Wow. When it comes to this begging subject, I don't think I've ever been around women who are not begging for something. If they're not begging for money, they're begging for attention. And every once in a while, they might also begging for some bedroom fun. So women's whole existence is all about begging. They are begging men for quote unquote equal rights. Where they used to be on the streets waving their fists and shaking their titties to get equal rights, equal access to jobs that they never created, by the way. They wanted to work for companies that they never created. Essentially, for me, it's just an all-around miserable existence. Now, fast forward to today, we got done using advanced level 5 vocabulary to essentially just taking money from men that they did not earn. You got situations where men get asked for money because he had the nerve to ask a woman to go out on a date with him. You got to pay for hair, you got to pay for nails, pay for dress. It's all around some dusty shit that they be doing. They love to talk about women all over the world who are quote unquote dirty footed, doing backfoot activities, but how do you look like when a man just say, your nails look good, and you send him a message and say, is he willing to pay for it? Okay, what's he getting in exchange?
Begging the Stallion, you are really low, brother. You need to speak up a little bit or get closer to the mic.
All right, man. All right. I'll drop the mic now. Later. All right.
Okay.
All
right. Well, we're going to give it to Kevin 3905 then. You got the mic, my brother.
Good morning to the chat. Good morning to everyone. Wealth is truly built through family. Your true sign of wealth is family, just like you demonstrated with the example with your own family all the time.
Yep.
Most women are in debt. Most of them are in debt. Most women of after the age of 22, they're in debt. And to explain that, their wealth, their wealth is in their family. One, and two, part of what makes them valuable to us would be their chastity and their prime baby making years. Now, most of these women that are out here dating, they're not virgins, so that lowers their value. The ones that have gone to college, they've racked up debt. The ones that bought homes and cars and all this stuff, they're in debt. And they try to get you attached to that debt as fast as possible. As soon as you start dating them, you start incurring their debts. When you marry them, you incur their debts. And in the black community, most of them got children. and no husband. Those are liabilities. That's debt. I don't care how they feel about it. I don't care how special they think their children are. It's debt, and women need to learn to accept that. Most of y'all are in debt, and as soon as we come into your life, you want us to pay off your debt. That's what they're really doing. And I'm gonna drop the mic there.
Interesting place to drop the mic. And I just turned my mic up, so and my audio up, so I can to make sure I'm not the problem. Just try to make sure I'm not the problem.
Nah, he was real. He was real low. He was real low.
Okay, yeah. Well, I just wanted to be sure. Now I'm gonna say this, y'all. As black men, there's nothing wrong with liking black women. There's nothing wrong with loving black women, but you still got to look at what it is. And I think a lot of black men, we've been so convinced to not see the value in ourselves and to worry about somebody else's issues before we worry about our own issues, which means you're gonna have to be okay with a woman being broke. Now, I don't know exactly what it is. I just took a quick peek to see what this young lady did. When I was adjusting my audio, I heard them say that she came up with something called modern black woman. I didn't stick around to see what it was. Maybe it's a news article, maybe a newsletter of some kind, maybe it's a magazine, who knows. But it's called Modern Black Woman, so I have no interest, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be garbage. That's what I would assess from Jump Street, just due to the title alone. It is probably garbage. Okay, now I don't actually know. So maybe she is trying to do something good. Who knows? I just say based on the title, I wouldn't assume that it's going to be good for the black community. Why? Because it's black women doing what black women do on a regular basis, separating themselves from black men. It's modern black. And I'm not saying black women can't have some things of their own. It just seems like generally everything they do is about them. They don't really do anything for anyone too much other than themselves. It's always about women. Okay. It's usually not even about women and kids. It's just women. Technically the girls ain't even invited. You got to be grown to get in the you don't have an admission ticket till you're 18. You got to be a black woman. So she's probably just doing what black women do. We do stuff for ourselves. We care about ourselves, and we don't care about no one else. Now, that's an attitude that a lot of black women have, whether this particular young lady on the screen has it or not. Because, like I said, I haven't checked her out to see what's going on with her. Now, this is the thing, y'all. Black women gonna go through certain struggles, okay? Because most black people don't come from money. What's going on right now, as far as people not necessarily gonna be able to gain access to certain things, come December, they're just gonna go through more trouble. It is what it is, okay? Are we gonna be okay with them being broke? Because again, like the conversation I had when the gentleman asked me about a young woman asking me for money, even though we're in a relationship. When I said, I get it, she broke. It didn't seem to sit well with them. Like the ideal of the woman being broke just was not comfortable for them. And I'm like, bro, I understand what you're saying. She my woman, but she asking me for money. So yeah, she my woman, but she's broke. Those two things can happen at the same time. I'm not saying she has no value at all if she's my woman. If I have her in that position, she has to hold some level of value to me, but that don't stop her from being broke. And y'all, this is the thing. They suggested that what if she got her own money but just wants to spend yours? As a man, is that a good thing? I think black men really got to think about stuff like this. Is it a good thing that a woman would have the money to do certain things she want to do, but would ask you for your money anyway? And I'm saying this in the context of people who are not married and who are not living together.
If she does that, that's because she doesn't like you. Any woman who's always asking you for money, that's because she doesn't like you. She sees you as a transaction. In order for her to tolerate your presence, you have to pay right now.
You about to say something, Kev?
That's just selfishness. That's just a selfish spirit. That ain't gonna be good for nobody. That type of woman, It's not good for family members. It's not good for anybody. She's not going to add any value to any environment that she's in, whether it's a man or not.
Now, y'all, real talk. If you a man, you got to really ask yourself, why do you care? Because when we were having this conversation, and then I check out Passport OG's video, good video. My mind comes to, as a man, why do I care? He put in there about women looking for certain things, trying to get certain things out of men. It's like putting the money in the video game, and you hoping for this good outcome. Look, if I put some money into something and I get bad outcomes on a regular basis, I just stop putting money in it. That's just the way it worked for me. Okay, that's just the way it worked for me. You put money in stuff that you like. You should put money in stuff that you have a good result about. Okay, even if it's you feeling good, like a person would put money into their chat. Just like I use the example of my dad. I could go to my dad right now and ask him to pay my car note, and he'd pay it. But he would feel good about it because he's sacrificing a little bit of money to help his son. He would feel good about that. Now, I wouldn't take no money from him without paying him back, but that's a whole different thing than just I'm going to give some woman money and I'm not getting anything for it at the end of the day. Now, somebody just said something about women doing something. Now, there's a term called reach back. I don't use that term because I think it's an extremely immature term. I don't like that term at all. And if we're doing things as men, there should be no way for anybody to quote unquote reach back. Because at the end of the day, if she's not married by 30, you should already look at her as she's a problematic person. So unless you're willing to deal with a problematic person and you're willing to confront her about her problem, look, you obviously got problems. I need to know what your problems are, and are you willing to confront your problems to get them fixed for us to do anything in a relationship? That's how you should start with a woman who's 30 and above, who's never been married. That's a certified loser. There's nothing to check. Okay, people say you got to check the cat facts. Ain't nothing to check. She's certified already. You know she's a loser. Are you going to approach her with the idea that she's a loser because you want to help her win? Or do you just look past her? Because to me, those are the only options that make sense. You just look past all together, or you confront her with the fact that she is a loser, and you got to see if she want to change so she can win. But if you're unwilling to do that, I think you're wasting your time. And your time is valuable because your time represents money, and people want you to put your money up right away. Even when we date someone, don't they want you to pay for the first date? That money is a representation of your time. I need value now. I don't need value later. I need it now. If I'm taking you on a date, I'm showing you value. You better show me something right now too. Because women can give value in all kinds of ways that are not financial. Women can smile. Women can be nice. Okay. Women actually could be supportive. But most women don't have an interest in things like that. That's why they don't really ask, what are you into? A lot of women will ask you, what do you do for a living? Now, y'all got to understand the subtle differences. Asking me what I do for a living is her trying to find out how much money I make. Asking me what I like to do is trying to find out about me as a person. Most women don't ask what you like to do because they just don't care. And as I've said before, women communicate to us all the time. We have to learn to hear them. Yeah, they normally ask you, what do you do? Because they want to have an ideal of how much money you make. And the more you make it plain for them, the quicker they're going to make certain decisions about you. But if she's asking you, what are you into? Well, now she's trying to see what kind of person you are. Now, personally, I like a woman to ask me about what I'm into before she asks me about what I do. Because the question of what do I do is a question of her having an ability to extract money from me. it doesn't necessarily mean it's negative. Maybe she is a good person. And I'm not saying it's bad for even a good person to have an ideal of how much money a man makes, because you got to make certain financial decisions. But if you don't have any concern about what I'm into, and you only have a concern of what do I do, then you have no concern of who I am as a person. Because it is a difference between what you do for a living and who you are as a person. Those are very different things. I think men need to be a little bit more vocal about that and start to learning to put things on women, because we don't really do that. We look to quote unquote be the man and take care of everything and don't worry about it. Now, everything you say to me has a consequence, and I'm looking. Y'all know one thing I do with women. I never tell them when my birthday is, and I'm gonna tell you this, y'all. This is something I really do recommend you do. Never tell a woman your birthday. See how long it takes her to ask you when is your birthday. Now, I don't really celebrate holidays. I don't care whether she knows my birthday or not, truth be told. But it's very interesting that women will make a point to make sure you know when their birthday is, and they'll never ask you what your birthday is.
They matter and you don't.
Well, my thing is, it's a little bit of a giveaway when a woman makes an issue about her birthday and she never asks you about yours. It's just a way to tell a little bit quicker, is this somebody you really should be investing any time or money into? Now, especially if her birthday coming quick. You meet a young lady and her birthday about to happen in 2 months and she never asks you what your birthday is. And my thing is, don't make it an issue to make her feel like she needs to ask. Just see in regular or everyday casual conversation if she ever asks. Now,
So
now
basically,
go
what
ahead.
you're asking, what you're saying is, um, see if she's interested in things that benefit you. That's what you're saying?
I mean, benefit you, or is she even interested in you at all? Because however she sees life, she's gonna do things because she cares about you as a person. Most women make a big deal about birthdays. From what I can tell, most women make a big deal about birthdays. They may not
Absolutely.
want you to know how old they're getting, but they do make a big deal about their birthday. And it's
I think
amazing. Oh, go ahead.
I think that one of the things that we need to do better as men is do a better cost benefit analysis of women that we are allowing into our lives. Like, like guys that just look at, what she looks like physically, that's it, and they go in head first, and they've done no analysis of what kind of asset or liability she's going to pose, and like you said, have a discussion with her about, hey, this is where you're at, this is where I see you, and where can we possibly go from here? Like, men just don't do that on a regular basis, and we need to start doing it.
Well, we don't require women to bring stuff to the table. We just look for what they don't happen to bring, but we don't require stuff. And my thing is, how can you look for a good result in a relationship without requiring her to bring something to the table? I don't believe in that whole what do you bring to now, what do I require you to bring to the table is what I'm concerned with. I don't care what you can bring to the table if I have no use for it. You might be able to bring all kinds of stuff to the table that I have no use and might not even want it in my life. What good is that going to do me? None. And the thing is, as men, we have this perception of what our value is that's somehow connected to them. Because there's multiple ways that we do this. That ideal about, that I said earlier about you can tell how well men are doing based on how the women are doing, not in a free society. That only works if you're in a controlled society. Because in a free society, a woman can do what she want to do, and then she's going to pass or fail in life based on her own decision. They have nothing to do with my decision. So you can't tell how well we are doing as men based on how well black women are doing as women, because they're free. They have the freedom to succeed, and they also have the freedom to fail. They ain't got nothing to do with us. If you want to say, well, no, they're women, so therefore it's automatically on you. Well, you can only do that with somebody who's married. If she's married, sure, I can look at her husband and have an idea of how well her husband doing based on how well his wife is taken care of. That's someone he's interested in taking care of. But if you're not married, I can't tell nothing about how well your man is doing just because you look busted. Possibly you get you a rich guy. That don't mean he want to spend money on you though. And there's a lot of men that do it. And truth be told, a lot of men who really won't give a woman anything. Now, women have issues with this. They talk about how men are being selfish. But have y'all ever listened to a woman talk about a man who had money but wouldn't give her nothing? His whole thing was, well, I don't want to be with nobody who just gold digging and all that type of stuff. And women did all kinds of stuff for the hope she might get something. And his whole thing was just, I'm not really spending no money on no woman. I don't want to. And the thing is, if he can get sex from her without really spending money, why would he? If he's seen you if he's seen you as a better woman, then he probably would spend money, which was part of the ideal I was trying to get to the guys I was talking to yesterday for about, 10, 15 minutes. Women don't have to beg. When we like them, we're going to make offers so they'll be okay anyway. And even if we don't know what to do for them, we'll say, well, do you need anything? And that's when you ask, well, I do really want my nails done, and see if the guy going to say, yeah. I do need a pair of shoes because I got this event coming up. You see if the guy going to say, yeah. See, when you're a good woman and you learn to invest into a man, men start making offers. You don't have to beg no man for nothing if you're a worthy woman. Point blank, period. And if the man won't give you nothing and you consider yourself a worthy woman, then leave that man and go to somebody else and see if it's true. Because you may think you're a worthy woman and go to the next man, he don't want to do squat for you either. Now, I will say this. A lot of guys, they feel some type of way because there are women on the internet that say, I go from man to man to man, and these men won't do anything. I just see that's a worthless woman. Every man can't be wrong about her. So you done went to 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, and all them dudes wouldn't really do anything for you? How did all of them come to the same conclusion if it wasn't about you? That's a woman who don't know how to show her value to a man.
You asking them to do self-reflection. How dare you?
Well, this stream is truly about women's value in comparison to men. I just did the title the way I did it because of, like I said, a certain conversation that I had with some gentlemen. And because they just seem to have this reaction to me saying, broke people ask me for money. Because I just think that's a very real thing. I have asked people for money in the past. I was broke every time. I don't ever remember asking for money when I wasn't broke. People have asked me for money. I've given some people some money. I'm under the assumption that they're broke. Okay. And one guy even said, well, what if it's a situation where, as a man, boom, we cool, we know each other. I ask you for $5. But you ain't gonna give me $5. And I was like, yeah, but see, if I give you a random $5 like that and we cool and we know each other, I also know that at any random time, if it's just convenient for me, I can also ask you for $5. And you get that $5 to me, which is very different than how your relationship is with a woman. Because with a woman, if you give her money, unless she's truly the right kind of woman, she don't look to give you something because you gave her something. And I think that's where a lot of men, we lose focus because we're not taught that reciprocation comes with the package. I'm gonna say it like that. Reciprocation comes with the package. I've talked about buying a car before. The car's supposed to come with wheels. If the car ain't got no wheels, this is a defective automobile. If I cannot drive this car off the lot, this is a defective automobile. A relationship should come with reciprocity. That's standard operating procedure for a relationship. If she don't have reciprocity, well, she can't keep with me too long. I'm gonna just keep it real because I'm looking for it immediately. And some people have said, well, Raj, you shouldn't look for nothing right away. Why shouldn't I? You looking for me to pay for this date right away, ain't you? You looking to ride in the car that I gotta put gas in to get us to back and forth from, right? You looking for me to go to this particular event that we about to enjoy, and I got to pay for that, right? We go out to dinner, you gonna eat the food that I'm paying for, right? So ain't you getting something instantly? So why I can't get stuff instantly? Now I'm not saying she got to go all out the very first time she with me, but I am looking for stuff immediately. And that's it.
You're
If you don't
supposed to
have
do
nothing
that.
immediate for me, I don't like you.
You're supposed to do that, Roger. You're a man, and your mama black, and that's what your mama taught you, and your sisters, and your cousins, and your nieces. That's what you're supposed to do, man. We're supposed to sacrifice ourselves to make sure they're comfortable, right?
You know what? And see, this is the thing. I have no problem sacrificing myself to make sure she's comfortable, as long as she's sacrificing herself to make sure I'm comfortable. See, that's where it get a little choppy for some folks. I ain't tripping about going out of my way so she can feel good, but you can't be tripping about going out your way to make me feel good either. Because if there's no reciprocity, I can't work with you, and that's just real talk. You know. Now, have I ever asked women to
I think Lisa.
go ahead? Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, I think these are uncomfortable thought processes for us as black men because we've grown up in these single family homes, most of us, and we haven't seen a husband and a wife operating in such a fashion as you're describing. See, when you're in a home with a husband and a wife, or a mother and a father, and they're doing things the right way, they naturally take care of each other when they're wanting the best for one another. And we're just not used to seeing that, and that's why people take such offense to the things that we say here on the Roger Report Live. We'll go on, bro. We'll go on.
Yeah, and shout out to Ahmed Global. He says vast majority of black women only care about money and resources. They could give less than a damn about a man. Now, my thing is that could very well be true, but how does a woman like that appear? Or no, I ain't gonna even say appear, but get to stay in your company. And I'm not saying that to you personally. I'm saying every man needs to think about that. Women are like that. We can't. Well, I'm not gonna deny we ain't got a bunch of women out there that's like that. But how can they be like that and get to stay in your company? How long should they be around if they don't care nothing about you in the first place? Now, I got no placeholder who just came up. No placeholder. I'm gonna hold you for one moment because I got somebody else new that I'm not familiar with. So I'm gonna let them get the mic first so we can get a read on who they are. Hold on one second here. I gotta do my screen real quick. My bad. Boom. There we go. All right. I can't see your whole name. You got to tell us what your whole name is. It looks like it says dinner something.
Dinner with 777.
Dinner with 777. Okay,
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to you, Dinner with 777. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, not a troll. I got a channel as well. Not a troll.
I ain't getting no troll vibes. I'll tell you that. I'm not
Yes,
even
sir.
getting troll. I was getting troll vibes from the other person.
Gotcha.
You know, whether it was or not. I'm gonna check whatever he was trying to show me. I'm gonna check it, but I ain't got none from you. But I'm still careful anyway. So you got the floor. You got a 2-minute opening statement, my brother. Go ahead.
So first, I got a quick question. One, you popped up in my algorithm just out of nowhere. But I will subscribe. What is the title about? Because I thought what is it about? It says the Ruthless Nice Guy. Is that about simps?
No. The Ruthless Nice Guy is what you should be as a man.
I'm just tuning in. So can you
No.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, brother. You asked me. I'm telling you. The Ruthless Nice Guy is what you should be as a man. As a man, you should always present yourself in a nice manner.
Right.
But as a man, you also got to know there would be times that come up where you have to be absolutely ruthless at a moment's notice.
Okay. So is this about towards women or just in general?
No, I mean, the Ruthless Nice Guy concept is really in general.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're having a conversation about the conversation is truly about men's value in comparison to women's value.
Okay.
Because I had a conversation that I was saying earlier, you probably missed it, but I was talking to some gentlemen who asked my opinion. They were having a conversation about relationship between men and women. And they said, if a woman asks you for money, what does that mean?
Oh, I'm ready to cook.
And I
ready?
it
Here
means
I
she
go.
broke.
Here I
And
go.
they
You
say
ready?
that don't necessarily mean she broke. And I said, no. When people ask me for money, I
Mhm.
say broke people ask me for money. I don't know what world y'all live in, but when people ask me for money, they do it because they broke.
Well, I'm just gonna give you a little pushback. Here we go. I think absolutely you have to be a ruthless nice guy. I think if a woman asks me for money, she better be prepared to do what I need of her. I'll leave it at that. Now if a woman I'm dating asks me for money, then that's a problem. That is a problem because then I see that what are you bringing to the table? If you're asking me for money, the house better be completely spotless. There better be good food, not just any food. I don't want any type of garbage ass sandwich that you're making in the kitchen. You better make me a meal. There better be some food. Laundry better be done. The floor better be mopped. And sure, here's $100. Go get your nails done.
I'm gonna say
I
well
like
said, but I'm gonna say this is more in the concept of two people that are not living together. Because if you're living together
Uh-huh.
as a man, it's
Oh yeah.
automatically gonna be assumed that you're gonna do certain things to
Oh,
make sure
no
the woman's
money if
taken
we're
care
not
of
living
anyway.
together. Yeah, no
Yeah,
money if we're not living together. Absolutely not. I got nothing for you. I got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you. But I don't have not a penny for you, ma'am. If your
he
phone
changed up
bills
on us quick.
if your phone bill's getting shut off, I'll talk to you next month. I got nothing for you. Go call your coworker that you like to be friendly with at your job, ma'am. Okay? Don't call me. Don't call me for shit. Don't call me for shit. Okay?
Okay, y'all. He switched up on us quick, y'all. As soon as he said, "Oh, we don't live together,"
But I'm I'm a
whoa.
nice guy, but I'm ruthless.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
Call me next month.
So
Yes. Yes, sir.
hey man, I'm with you. I'm feeling you, brother.
Huh?
I'm feeling
Yes,
you. I'm
sir.
feeling you. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, I gotta let no placeholder get in so he can get an opening statement.
Sure.
Everybody gets an opening statement at this show, and then we let the conversation flow.
Sounds good.
After people get opening statements in. No
Sounds good.
placeholder. You got the flow, my brother.
Yeah, Rod.
How you
Roger, I
doing?
gotta tell
Help
you,
you do
man.
something?
I'm doing well. Was it? No, it's kind of. I gotta tell you, coming behind that young man right there, he makes me feel like us old heads, boy. We really are. He was like, call me next month. And I said maybe I'll change my mind, but not this month. It's good. But yeah, Roger. Yeah, anyhow, hello to you and that young man, the rest of the panel, Kev, and the chat. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, yes, I just wanted to toss my yes. So I guess we're talking about the idea of the female bringing value initially up front. When
It's really
we
about her value in comparison to a men's value, because women act like men have no value, and they act like somehow we supposed to see this load of value in them. Because y'all hear you young ladies on the internet saying things like, "Well, if I'm gonna go on a date, I don't need him wasting my time." And I think, lady, you ain't paying for nothing. How can I waste your time? You here for free. You I can't
no, I
waste
agree.
your time. You're here for free. But
No,
go
I
ahead.
agree, Roger. Yes, and that's why I wanted to come in. Yes, so it's the philosophy of saying that you should wait for returns on the back end when it comes to dealing with women in terms of a longevity approach towards an investment is actually I disagree with that. Um, as a matter of fact, it's kind of the opposite. They have to look like a very attractive investment initially for you even to want to basically participate. So all the more reason for them to bring more value initially. This is what Kevin was talking about when he referred to being fit, feminine, and friendly. Because essentially, obviously, I'm saying these are ways that appeal to men, and they're also valuable to men. I mean, as time goes on and you become a mother and wife, and other things, your value will change. I'm saying in different ways, but but in terms of like, yeah, it's that's just my quick opening. I definitely agree that the women should have value initially, if they want to be
if they want to actually pursue anything beyond just dating and asking for money when you don't know someone or on initially on a date is very tasteful. I mean,
Can I
distasteful,
chime?
I should say.
Can I chime in, or do we wait? Or
No, go ahead now. You can go ahead.
With him, he was doing his 2-minute opening statement. Anybody who comes up and get a 2-minute opening statement
I'm sorry.
uninterrupted. But after that, we just chime in as we want to. So
I'm sorry.
no, he has dropped the mic. So go ahead.
If he sounds like a man of a certain age. If you're not sure how to handle women at your age, sir, you might as well give it up, because women are looking for two things: comfort and being taken care of financially. That's what I've realized at my young age. They want to be comfortable, even if they're homeless. They just want to have a nice blanket and lay down and relax. That's what women do. We're not used to them getting up and really doing stuff in the house. That's why we're on them as much as we are. Instead of saying, how come the laundry isn't done? It should be done. How come the floor is not mopped? I shouldn't be mopping this floor. I make too much money to mop this floor. This is the problem with men. When you get to a certain age, if you're still asking a woman to do stuff, you messed up.
Okay, we got Chef Mike coming up. So, Chef, what's going on, my brother?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to find yourselves.
Roger did it.
On this Thought for Thursday. And Kevin, you are absolutely right. Roger did it. The reason I jumped up real quick, I really jumped up to let Roger know, don't make me take your suit, please, sir. We've already had a troll up here, and good thing we did a preemptive strike in the chat. We saw it and everything, and you caught that cool. But we've had two folks to come up on the panel, and you, sir, have neglected to introduce the rules of engagement. And I just really want to remind you that when we do have new folks on the panel, you should give them the rules of engagement so that if their suit gets snatched, it doesn't come as a surprise. They understand the rules. So
You're
please,
absolutely right, my brother. You're absolutely right.
give the rules of engagement. That's all I jumped up to say. I'm back in the clouds listening. Let's go, fellas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, Chef. Appreciate you. And if for y'all who don't know, Chef helps keep the order around these parts because he gonna do some stuff that I ain't gonna necessarily do as the host. So he got my back at the end of the day. He got my back. But he's absolutely correct. And every time we see new folks, we do want to usher these rules out because there'll be a reminder for other folks on how stuff goes around this parts. Okay. So rule number 1. No talking over the host. That's me, y'all. Y'all don't get to talk over me. You may want to, but you don't get to. Okay. Number 2, you can talk over Kevin though. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know that's what it is.
Hey, you said something, so hey, it is what it is. Rule number 2: stick to the subject of the show. Rule number 3: be respectful to others as they speak. Rule number 4: everyone is afforded a 2-minute uninterrupted opening statement. Use it wisely. Number 5: different opinions are welcome, but you must remain respectful at all times. 6: keep cursing to a minimum. Yes, y'all, I understand y'all may slip here or there, but we want to remove the cursing from the channel. Okay, we want to remove the cursing from the channel. I get you may slip here or there, but keep that cursing to an absolute minimum. And I'm gonna say this, brother, I know you're new here. This is the thing. We want to be careful to not insult anyone because everybody here is my guest, and I can't let any of my guests be insulted, or I'm a bad host.
Was that me? I didn't insult anybody.
No. I'm saying the way you said certain things,
a man of a certain age.
No. But this is the thing. This is the thing. Regardless of age, if you come to a panel, you should have an understanding that what you say is for the audience. Period. Us talking about ourselves is not for our own personal benefit. You're really trying to benefit an audience. So if someone said something, you don't insult them because they could be just playing devil's advocate. They may just be saying something because it's something that needs to be said. Plus, any man of any age can always learn a new thing, and is not if he didn't know it earlier, it's better to find out about it later. So at the end of the day, we want to refrain from trying to quote unquote put people down, because there are a lot of content creators out there who can't seem to talk to people without trying to put people down. That is not something I encourage over here.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Sure.
So nothing against anything you said, though. Nothing against anything you said. Okay. Now, and like I said, the true subject of today's show is about men's value in comparison to women. And I do think a lot of men, we just look at things in the wrong way, because we look at them as this valuable thing where there is no actual value. Because now, do people have value as a person in general? Sure, you can say every person has some level of value. But do you have value to me? That's a whole different story. Okay. I can use, if you watch football, NFL players have a value to you because you watch the NFL. It's an okay value. It ain't super high, because at the end of the day, you're going to pick your family over any of them dudes. But you do like to sit down and enjoy a game on Sunday. Okay. So yeah, they have some actual value. So the thing is, when you deal with a young woman, when does she even become valuable to you? Because you date a woman, and like I said, if I date a woman and I'm paying for the date, I'm the valuable person because I'm the one paying. The value is instantaneous because I'm actually swiping my card, as they say, or pulling out the cash to get these things paid for that we are going to experience. So I have value. There's no question about do I have value or not. For a woman to look at me and question my value, to me, is insane. Plain and simple. That's insane to me.
I think for me personally, a woman's I'm a little bit younger, I'll say that. A woman's value to me is either with her head in my lap or her laying on her back, sir. Respectfully. There's really no, I'm not married, so my apologies to anyone in the chat. I apologize if that's disrespectful to anyone up here or in the
brother,
chat.
Here we accept everybody's opinions, even if it's different than the main opinion of the show. No, we want, everyone has a right to give their perspective. We just ask for people to do it respectfully.
Yes.
So now there is a benefit to a woman being on her back. Let's just keep it real. We adults here, we're not playing.
Yeah.
There's a huge value to her being on her back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If she's not, I'm sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
No, I was gonna say there's a lesson in what he's saying.
Yeah.
Y'all, women need to understand that Gen Z ain't playing with y'all. They ain't playing with y'all. Yeah. It's over.
If a woman, to me personally, I hear a lot of stories. Megan, you're not on mute.
No, I got it.
Okay. I hear. I also have a channel, so I understand panel etiquette. I respect what you're doing, Roger, and everybody in the chat. So I have learned in my life that men and women could be married for 20 years. They get divorced, and all that begging and hey babe and bringing flowers was all for nothing. All for nothing. I refuse to be that. If I'm going to get married, I'm going to make sure it's the one. A lot of people marry the 2, the 3, the 4, just because they want, they want to have that. Well, I'm married. I don't want that. I'm married. I want that one. I don't need the 2, the 3, or the 4 that I turn into the one, because they turn into the biggest mistake you ever made in your life. Go ahead.
I believe that's well said. And that's why I do think men have to really rethink how they look at the world, because we are trained from a societal perspective to put women at the forefront of everything. And when we're realistic, what do women at the forefront really benefit? And it's not much. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a woman just like the one woman picture. She may have a fine business of some kind. I doubt it, just because of what the name of it was.
Right.
I doubt it. But she could have a fine business. I don't know nothing about her business at the end of the day. She's just a woman who has a business of some kind.
Yeah.
And I do think men need to remind themselves that women can do all the stuff we can do. So at the end of the day, if you want me to do for you, you're going to have to give me something for me to feel comfortable doing something for you. Because I don't worry about your welfare. You can do everything I can do. I can go get a job. You can go get a job. Mm-hmm. I can go have a business. You can go have a business. I can join the military. You can join the military. I can go to college or a trade school. You can go to college or trade school. But the one thing you can do as a woman that I cannot do as a man is go get a husband to take care of me, and I ain't got to worry about working no more. I can't do that as a man.
Right.
So she has an advantage. And I think we need to start seeing women as an advantage group of people, not a people that's being held back.
Of course, Roger. She also has help from the government, even if she doesn't get a husband. So in the fact that policies as well as assistance in different programs. So yeah, all of that is true. But in turn, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but I was going to say quickly that there are scenarios. What was it again, Kevin?
No, I was with your point that they can just go out there and have a child from any random individual and gain benefits from the government.
Yeah, I was going to make that point broader because it does expand into like tens of thousands of dollars of support. So it's
I personally love a woman struggling. I don't know if I could interject here.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. This may sound rude, but again, the title is The Ruthless Nice Guy, right?
Hey, as ruthless as you need to be, young man.
Here we go. So when a woman's struggling, and God, first of all, God is great. He knows exactly what he's doing. God gave us a female, and if you look at a woman, clearly God is a man, because the woman has an amazing, up top and a beautiful bottom. So God is clearly a man. I'll say that first, because he knows what he's doing. He's the creator. I like a woman struggling because, one, if she asks me for something, then she's in debt to me. Two, it's prettier to see a woman struggling than to have a business and be successful, because they don't know how to act when they get a little bit of money in their pocket. That's a fact. A man could humble himself because we came from humble beginnings. A woman gets rich, then all of a sudden you got to take her out for a $500 dinner because that's up to her standards. Most men can't afford a $200 dinner, let alone a $500 dinner. And you can't cook for them at home because they think they're rich. Why am I eating at home? A woman doesn't know her place anymore. That's just me personally, my thoughts. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Well, I'm going to say interesting thoughts, but I'm going to say this. Women ain't got standards. They tell you this stuff about standards, but when you look at their lives, you can clearly see that they don't follow any of these standards that they say they have. Women don't have standards.
Right.
That's from a general. Can you find a woman with standards? Sure. But generally, women don't have standards at all. Okay. Right. They have babies with men that have been in prison. They knew the man was going to prison. It wasn't even a mystery, but they had a baby by him anyway. Okay. Now you got women that literally write letters to men that are already in prison, trying to marry men that are already behind bars. They don't even know these guys before they went in.
Insane.
Yeah. So, but they'll tell a person who's of the free world, you got to buy me, as you say, a $200 meal or a $500 meal. The guy in prison ain't bought your squat.
Nothing.
So I'm gonna meet you at the standard that you don't have. That's what I'm gonna meet you. I don't care about your suggestion to do something really nice for you, because I don't know you like that at the end of the day. And if I want to spend $500 on you, I'll get there eventually when I feel comfortable spending that type of money on you. But you don't get to tell me how to spend my money because you didn't earn it.
Right. I'm not giving a woman anything for at least 5 years. A Christmas gift, birthday gifts, but don't ask me for anything, because we're not even at that point in 5 years, to be honest, because you don't know a woman at the end of the day. They switch up just like the wind. They get their period. I mean, they're two different people. I think bipolar is designed by females. I think they created that because they're two different people sometimes.
So y'all gonna go 50-50 for 5 years straight?
I ain't going 50-50 at all. I'm paying everything, so do as I tell you, woman. That's how I'm living.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay. Now, I know that will offend some women, but you are saying that you're going to pay for everything, so do as you're told. And truth be told, if you are paying everything, you do take a position where you can tell a woman, to do what you want her to do. And I don't see any problem with that, because I know this is where like somebody would say, well, y'all, he sounds so young and misguided. Y'all supposed to tell him something different. No, he just said he's paying for everything.
I could answer that. I could answer. Do I
Well,
call
let me
you
just say this
Roger?
real quick. Yeah,
Do I
yeah,
call
you
you
call me
Roger?
Roger, but I'm
Okay.
gonna say this real quick.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How am I supposed to tell some man how to spend the money that he earned?
Now,
Facts.
okay, can I answer you real fast?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So to any female in the chat that feels disrespected, I'm gonna just lay it out like this. If I'm paying for everything, you do as you're told. Why? Because if you had a grandfather, he told your grandmother to do everything that I'm telling you to do because he paid for it. So it's really not a young generation saying this. This is going back to the ancient 1920s, the 1930s, where the man took care of the bills, the home, the car, the clothes, every single thing that woman had. That's all I'm trying to say, is that women just need to stay in their place, let us take care of everything. But if I snap my fingers, I need it done. That's it.
And you running for president? I'm ready to vote.
It's
Now,
just we need what we need, gentlemen. We should be catered to like the good quality, high quality men that we are. And if we're not high quality or a good top tier gentleman, then go ahead and just be that lower level person and have a lower level woman and have lower level problems. That's all I'm saying.
now I'm gonna say real quick, because this is hilarious to me, y'all. And if y'all been with me for
Love
a
the
long
show.
time,
This is an excellent show, Roger.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm not saying it ain't. I'm not saying it ain't. You're quote unquote a breath of fresh air, as they say.
Great title too. I love the title. Go ahead, gentlemen.
You know, so I'm gonna say this, y'all. What he's saying is fine, because again, he's saying he's paying for everything. How do you tell somebody what to do with their own money? And this is a concept that I've been trying to get black men to truly get. It's your money. Do what you want with it. It's that simple. And if that includes women, well, if a woman wants to benefit from your money, she should be willing to do things you tell her to do. Because women can go get their own. They don't need us to take care of them. And I do believe psychologically, we feel like we got to take care of these. No, we don't. They can do everything we can do. There ain't no job I can get that she can't technically go get. You know, I mean, I can't get into the NBA. So if somebody, well, you can't be an NBA, I couldn't get in the NBA either. And I'm a man. It ain't about me being a man. It's about the fact that, you know, real talk, I just didn't have the skill level to get into that thing. And they have drafted a woman before. Now, I know sports have been separated, so now women can literally be WNBA players too. So she can be a professional athlete too. There's nothing we can do as men from a job market standpoint that they can't do themselves. And that includes owning the business or working for the business. They can do all that stuff too. And y'all know they done changed the military, so everybody can go to the military now. So they ain't got no issue there. So they don't need to be taken care of the way we think they need to be taken care of. I don't mind taking care of my woman because she's my woman. But anybody else who's struggling, I'm totally fine with your struggle. You in America, you got the right to be successful. And you also got the right to be a failure. Now, I'm gonna let you know this real quick. Black Uru is here. When Black Uru speaks, we got to stop talking. We give him elder privilege. There's a few privileged people at this show. He's one of them. So Black Uru, you got the mic, and we'll get Truth Teller opening statement right behind you. You got it, Black Uru.
Hey, thanks for having me, Roger. I hope you and the gentlemen on the panel, including especially the new gentleman here, dinner, are having a good day. I am going to defer to Truth Teller. Truth Tellers always provides an interesting spin on things, so I hope to reap the benefit of his unique insight and wisdom.
All right, Truth Teller, that's him putting pressure on you. What you gonna do with it?
Thank you. I only came up here for one particular reason, and I'm doing this for the elders like Uru.
Matter of fact, before you do it, Truth Teller. No, I don't want you to change anything you said. I have to apologize, y'all. The last 2 days, I have not recognized people cash apps, and I truly am sorry.
Yeah, you got to run through that risk.
The last 2 days, I did not recognize people cash apps, and that's a no. And yeah, I kind of got involved in the conversations a little bit, and I ain't gonna make no excuse, y'all. I got too into the conversation myself, and that's all it was. So my apologies to y'all for that. Okay, my apologies to y'all for that. So let me do this. We got a cash app from my main man Lawrence. He hit it. Matter of fact, at 9:15 earlier today, he dropped in $5. Appreciate you, my good brother. Appreciate you, my good brother. Kevin 3905 came in yesterday, dropped in $5. Said for the Black Ool sermon collection plate. See, Black Ool, we giving you your flowers, brother. We giving you them flowers, and they gonna keep coming. Shout out to my main man Andrew. I'm just gonna say B. No, Andrew. Yeah, I think you do use your last name in the chat. So shout out to him. He came through with the $10. Said great topic. I appreciate you big time, my brother. Appreciate you. My main man Maurice Novembre was in the building yesterday, and he dropped a little cheese on us. And you know you appreciate it, Maurice. You know you appreciate it. He dropped $5 as well. Kevin 3905 dropped another $5. He said for the was a great replay, excellent show. And shout out to you for saying that you watched that replay again yesterday, because that was a great show. And y'all, sometimes if you don't get it all the first time, you got to listen to it again to get it the second time or the third time or the fourth time. Watch it over and over again. That's what I'm gonna say you're doing. That's a good use of time to listen to the Roger Report live a second, third, and fourth time. Real talk. Shout out to my main man No Placeholder, who also dropped in $5 yesterday and said support for building a totally new shoe outlet. And you had to be here yesterday to know what that meant. Shout out again from Maurice Novembre. We got him with $15 he dropped on Tuesday. He says for the education, and I duly appreciate you, brother, big time. He one of my oldest and dearest subscribers. He one of my oldest and dearest subscribers. He been rocking with from channel to channel to channel. I'm just gonna say shout out to Joe G, because I'm not sure what your chat name is, and I ain't gonna take no. I'm gonna say shout out to Joe G, and Joe G, y'all said keep going, and Joe G dropped $50 on it. So shout out to Joe G. Wow. Appreciate you big time. He dropped 50 on Tuesday. All right. We had Rod C also. Matter of fact, yeah, that was for Monday, so we got that one in. But shout out to Rod C, who did drop $5 on Monday, since I done said it now. So shout out to him. So now I just wanted to make sure I got all that together, y'all. Those who are asking about the super chat stuff, it's in the process. So, what can I tell you? I'm waiting on the system right now. And y'all know me in the system, so it is what it is. Hopefully by Monday. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. Hopefully by Monday. All right. Shout out to Compassionate and Kyle. He just came backstage, y'all. That's why y'all see some stuff moving around. He's jumping on the ones and twos, so it is what it is. Now, truth teller, I hope you still remember your thought, but I got to take care of that money. Got to take care of that money.
I hear you. Better. You better. Shout out to everybody who contributed, man. We appreciate y'all.
Now, truth teller, you're gonna give us this different perspective that Black Ool wanted to hear before he even chimed in. So that say you're a dangerous man. What you gonna do with that?
I have to fire a shot. I have to fire a shot at Chef. So I don't disagree with the young man said a few minutes ago, but I took personal offense. I got in my emotions because he referred to what people did in the 1920s as ancient.
He did do that.
I know everybody on the panel here is either 50 years or less close to the 1920s. I took it personal because I just felt that's just a little too close to me. But I do understand because my sons talk the same way. So yes, I get it. That's just a shot to our elderly respect. Basically, he was explaining to us, we're seniors, citizens is what we are now. So thank you, young man. I appreciate that. Chef, you should have had the soup out for that, because that's your job to make sure the panel's not disrespected. So I'm calling Chef out to make sure that don't happen again.
Hey man,
I gotta protect Chef on that one. I gotta protect Chef on that one. Technically, I ain't say nothing about the rules before he said that. I ain't said nothing about the rules, so technically, I'm gonna have to own that one. I'm gonna have to own that one. But I felt that one too. I just let it ride, but I felt that one. I'm like,
Disrespected the whole, disrespected the whole panel with one statement, like 3 words. Just everybody knocked out. Just all y'all
man,
niggas is included. That's some
man,
skill, boy. That's some skill.
if you got AARP in your contact list, you shouldn't even be mad about what he said. Just say it. It is what it is.
I'm just saying it made me feel a certain kind of way about myself, and I gotta now I'm have to go at the end of the show. I'm gonna have to go to Bible study and just let some stuff out so I can feel better about my situation. You know what I'm saying?
hey, truth telling, I ain't never had an 8-track, but he did make me feel like I had one.
See? You're thinking about Ataris and stuff and Genesis and whatnot. Tetris when it came out, all kind of stuff we saw we ain't see. Slipping slides, you know what I mean? It wasn't right, man. I just felt a certain kind of way, man. Go ahead, Uru. That's all I wanted to say.
That's what you waited for, Buckaroo. That's what you waited on.
Oh
You
man.
know, the funny thing about getting older when I'm really old, I guess, in comparison to everybody else on the panel.
Well,
Um,
especially him. Especially him. I'm throwing him out there now.
well,
Especially him.
it's interesting. I always thought that I would feel a certain kind of way getting old or being viewed as being old because other people often appear to be bothered by it. But I don't know, for some reason I've had kind of the entirely opposite effect because I think about more about the times I came up in and the experiences I had, the people I knew, the people I observed, you know. I mean, I saw the Muhammad Ali fight, Joe Frazier on TV, man.
Damn.
On TV. I saw Muhammad Ali fight Ken Norton on TV on AB fucking C TV.
Damn.
Ain't none of you niggas had that experience.
Nope.
Not at
Y'all were
all.
born too late, man. Y'all were born too late. Y'all were born too late. I saw Dr. J with the fro, man, dunking on Bill on what's his name?
Russell.
In the
Bill Russell.
77 championship. No, not Bill Russell, Bill the white boy, redhead. They lost
Walton.
that championship.
Walton.
Still breaks my
Walton.
heart that they lost. Yeah, Bill Walton. Still breaks my heart that they lost that championship.
Was that on the
That's
full
what I
bottle?
saw, man. I saw I saw Magic B. Bird in 1979 in the greatest college basketball championship event ever. Still the highest rated NCAA game ever. I was in college. I won $20 with that shot that Michael Jordan hit in the championship against Georgetown. So when I think about being older, I don't think about being old. I think about being blessed to have lived through the experiences. And I know this is way off subject, way off topic, but this might be helpful for you, truth teller, going forward, because I know you've had some
Preach.
experiences
Preach.
that your son will never know and your sons and grandchildren will never know and never experience. So I fully enjoy and embrace being old, and me being called ancient or old man or whatever. is interesting because for me in particular, because I'm probably in better shape than, you know, men 20 years younger than me. So that's also a blessing as well to a certain degree. I've been fairly healthy, you know, especially healthy for my nearly 65 years. So that's off topic, off subject, Roger. But since we were going in that direction, I felt inclined to kind of get that in.
What
I mean,
you
back
had
to
the
the
privilege.
subject briefly. I'll say back to the subject. Um, and I posted in your chat. You know, the poorest people in this country are unmarried black women. Well, unmarried black and Latino women. They're the poorest people in this country. So of course they're going to be begging because they ain't got no money. The single, unmarried, or never married, they're going to be poor. Almost every one of them you encounter is going to be in some state of financial distress. So of course they're going to be begging you. Now, of course, they're also going to be gaslighting you about what they have and what the, you know, whatever status or whatever resources they have. But by and large, most of them you encounter are going to be in some state of financial distress, regardless of how they present it. And so when you go out and into the world dealing with them, you should go out there with that particular vision or impression about who and what you're really encountering. So I'll end the relevant statement with that.
Okay. Shout out to Gold P. He done joined us. So Gold P, you got it. And y'all remember the elders can get away with a little more than the rest of y'all. So him going off topic is the elder with the privilege going off topic. Y'all get y'all act together, okay? Gold P, you got it.
Man, what's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? Now, I want to say, only reason I came up here because there was a conversation about our ages here. I had an 8-track, man, so I don't want. I had an 8-track, brother. Okay, Uru, shout out to you, brother. But I am seemingly close to your age. I went to the Harlem Globetrotters basketball game and watched Metal Lark Lane.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh man, damn! No, you didn't.
I was at that game.
People alive don't even know what you're talking about. Who is that?
Yeah.
All right. I was there at those. I was at that, right? I did see Muhammad Ali fights on TV. Yes. You know.
On TV, they don't know, man. They don't know on ABC.
So I'm just saying, you know, you guys, I might be an elder too. I might be in that. I might be in that realm too. You know. Okay, just saying. With that being said, I'll close that right there.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna do this real quickly because y'all Borgen, who don't normally come up, he's just come up. And y'all Borgen, I'm going to assume that you came up to say that you blocked. Is that what you came up to say?
Yeah,
Y'all
brother.
Borgen? Yeah, because y'all Borgen, I have looked for you and I could not find you blocked. So, and I actually had a secondary person look for you to see if you were blocked. And brother, we can't find you. I will check again because obviously something is going on. I'm a check for you again. Okay, I will do it again, brother. But we have been trying to find you in the jail. That's what I call it, the YouTube jail, brother. And I cannot find your name in there. But I will have it checked into again. Okay, I'm gonna have a third person check into it. Okay, because I don't give that many people access to my channel like that. I'm gonna have a third person check into it. That person here is right now. His name is Compassion. Because I look for you. I had another young man look for you. I'm gonna ask Compassion Cast when he gets a chance to look for you too, and I'm gonna look again for you this weekend. So I know you don't normally join the panel. Is there something you actually want to say today, or you were just trying to let me know about that? Because you're on stage right now, my brother. You're on stage.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, all right. So I was gonna, well, yeah. I'm still blocked, but I mean, it is what it is, man. I'll get it off right now.
Well, you know what? Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking, because you two done made some changes, do me a favor, because you ain't got to do it up here. In the private chat, put whatever your handle probably could be, because a lot of folks' handles are totally different than the old names they were using. So the y'all Borgen could be totally different. Think about that. Are you possibly under some different name that we wouldn't recognize as you?
No, it should just still be y'all Borgen.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to find you, brother, because I mean, you've been a great supporter, and I can't have my great supporters locked out. You know what I'm saying? I can't have you like that. So I'm gonna try to get you out.
It, man.
Okay.
It might be a moderator. Sometimes moderators can affect that.
I don't know if you ever gave me a wrench, but it's all good, man. I can, I'll, as far as the show, you got it titled as the Ruthless Nice Guy. You talking about beggars and stuff. I would say I kind of filter it out like this. My initial step is who's asking and what they're asking for. Because like if you asking too much, then you already know that's a no. And then what you asking for, if it's putting me in a compromised position or so, then I'm going to consider that more begging, and then I'll treat it as such. Now, as far as attaching that to women, this is how I look at it. Independent women make independent decisions. So if they're not attached to me and the money's not going to go back to me as far as like a gift, or if it's not going to go to her family that would improve my standing in those relationships, then it's probably going to be a no as well, you know? So I think that's all I got right now, though.
Okay, well, appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, brother. And I'm gonna go through an extra because I went all last weekend. I went all through trying to find your name. I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna ask Compassionate Cows, who you should be able to hear me right now. I'm gonna ask you to double check on it too, Compassionate Cows, because I had another young man. You wouldn't be aware of who he is, Compassion, but I had another man go through it and look for it too. But he said he couldn't find it either, because I definitely tried to find it. But we gonna get you right. We gonna get you right.
All right, man. I'll drop down and I'll look for my handle. And I'll post it in the back chat.
Okay. Well, you got to come back up and then deposit it in the back chat just to make you aware if you don't know.
Yeah. I got you, man.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
No
Now,
problem.
Inspired Truth Broadcast has yet to make an opening statement. So, Inspired Truth Broadcast, you got the flow, and we'll let it flow after you.
All right. Good day to you all. Good day to the chat. Good day to the panel. I kind of wanted to make sure that I got the bit like this manipulation thing across. Like a lot of times we end up with what's called like a false framing. Like I'm not an elder like Uru, I'm not an elder like OP, but I still have to look at amazement at how we've accepted exploitation as something that's just cool like that. Like we have a kind of a push from the society that's made us normalize exploitation and got the women to the point of almost pure solipsism. That's the best way that I could explain it is just like solipsism. Yes, it's begging. They are begging, but it gets framed as something else where, okay, if you're not cool with giving something and getting nothing for it, then you're not being generous. They frame it as your lack of generosity rather than their presence of being a beggar. Like it's a whole reality distortion feel that ends up kind of like impacting us and getting us into like a worse and worse and worse negative decline. And we gotta call things out at what they are. It's begging.
You know,
I think we
But
Sorry,
let me
go
say
ahead.
real quick, no, it's just fine. I just want to. We got a few more cash apps that came in. Shout out to my main man, Maurice Novembre, who just sent another cash app in today. Threw another $5 on it. Said thank you, man. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to SOS Interpreter. He says keep going as he dropped $10 on it. And our man right here, Inspired Truth Broadcast, dropped in $10 and said good show today. Fire. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay. You got it, Truth Teller, you got it.
Well, I was gonna say we might want to rethink the begging thing. So it's not that women are begging, right? We got to think of it more like along the lines of it's their nature. We've had discussions about other topics where things like they're not the culture because if some other dude comes into play, suddenly they part of his team, right? A war happens and all the men are killed. Well, guess what happens to the women? Suddenly they part of another family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and they'll go with whoever's offering something. And now what's happening is they and this is how they've always been. They've never changed. It's just that there were social norms and social practices that restricted them from being what we love, hoes, right? In a nutshell, they were either shamed or pointed at or made fun of. If they got too old and they didn't get married, there were names for those women. They would die alone, right? Because nobody was going to take care of them. Either they take care of themselves or they die, or they find a nice niece to take care of them if they had to. Or they out in these streets and trying to get her from whoever they can get her from until that clock bell ring. So it's always been that way. So I don't necessarily want to call it begging. But if that's how they live, is it really begging or is it a lifestyle?
I think it's worse than begging actually, because like at least with begging, somebody has to acknowledge that you actually gave them something. Like they'll kind of do this thing where they'll take the stuff from you and then pretend like you never, like you didn't even do nothing for them. Like it's all basically like their own ingenuity because they were able to manifest something.
Yeah, well, that's just them making themselves feel better. They're still out here collecting. They're trying to get something, but give as little as possible when they get something. Basically, it's more along the lines of thievery than begging, honestly. But
Can I?
what they're doing now is more along the lines of
Well,
thievery.
there's also feminism has inflated their perception of
True.
their intrinsic value. So because they view themselves to be of some greater, more noble, more intrinsically valuable entity, then anything they require of you is like giving tribute to the goddess. And that's why you have a lot of this goddess queen talk because, a goddess and queen, you pay tribute to a goddess. You pay tribute in arms to the queen. So if I'm a queen, if I'm a goddess, of course you're supposed to gift me things without me really doing anything for you because I'm at some higher status above you as a
Can I interject?
divine being.
Yeah, shout out to the Queen Mother
Yeah.
Goddess.
Yeah, you can jump in anytime the floor is open and you're fine to jump in, but just be careful about jumping in on Black Uru because he has elder presence. But yeah, you can jump in there anytime you want. You don't have to ask permission or anything. Just
Okay,
when the
all right.
mic get free, jump in. We ask everybody to back off to make sure everybody can be heard. We gotta give and take. But yeah, you're free to jump in whenever you want.
I'm a
Okay. Uru, I'm sorry. If you weren't finished, I could wait.
No, he's finished now. He's finished now. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
I would just like to say one thing as far as the respecting the goddess and the queen and all that stuff. I think women that are over 25 years old, they should have got married because after a woman hits 25, she really has her looks are going downhill, her body's starting to go downhill. Once they get to 35, they're really, personally to me, are worthless. They're really only good, respectfully, for sex at that point. But at 18 years old, a woman needs to be trying to get married as fast as she can, because at 25, 30, now I believe Uru was talking about a queen, which would probably mean 40, 50, something like that. That's terrible. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing from a 50-year-old woman. Oh, a 50-year-old woman has absolutely nothing to offer whatsoever.
This brother's cooking.
And if you're married, you're constantly looking at the next woman that's younger. And this isn't about age, really. But a 50-year-old woman is just, her breasts are sagging to the floor. Ass lost the plumpness. It's sagging. It's droopy. You don't even want, I think older women age men. I really do. I think they go, look at her. Jesus Christ, what did I do? And then they just kind of give up. Go ahead, guys. You have the floor.
I'm gonna just say I agree with you almost 100% of the time that you took that shot at old people. I feel like my AARP card is in the mail right now.
No,
but I would.
Actually, we talk about this stuff on this channel a lot, but I'm glad he's updating our files. He made it 25, not 30.
30, yeah, he said 25. Well, you know, back in the day, it was 25. Like if you was past 25, 26, they had names for you. You know what I'm saying? So it was just going backwards a little bit. But he's right. I don't even know how you can even talk to us. So see, when I was a kid, if you told me about a 50-year-old woman talking about she out here in these streets, I would look at you weird, because that would be like my grandmother's age, right? That wouldn't be, it'd be like, why would my grandmother be in these streets? But nowadays they are, right? So
Grandma
just,
definitely in the streets. Grandma definitely in the
what
streets.
grandma doing? And where's she going dressed like? You know, because we all know the older ladies when we was kids, they dressed a certain way. Like if they was going out and they wore dresses, it was the dresses all the way up to the neck. And if it did show a little cleavage, it didn't show all that much. And it wasn't skin tight, you know, and you know, they had a little fit. They might have had some trinkets and stuff on the dress, but you know, it was for their age group. So, you know, but you see 50-year-olds out here now, you be like, man, you ever see a woman, you just be like, you too old to be wearing that? And you not joking, you serious?
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
You be like, you know, you too old for that. You shouldn't be wearing that. And you got to look at yourself. See, this is old nigga stuff. I got to look at myself and say, wait, how old am I? If she too old, god damn. And I feel bad again.
That's when you have to listen to the older barbers and stuff. Like they tell you it goes down with the 50 and up crowd. Like what?
No,
I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm
good.
Tell you.
I'm good.
I'm of age like Uru, so we might look at things a little differently, you know.
What you say? A 50-year-old might make the cut. Like, on the right night,
you know. Hey, I'm
gonna let you. I'm gonna let you speak for yourself. On I'm gonna let you hold that with yourself.
This is the second time Black Rudolph just said, hold on, man. So I got to jump off of this. You was flowing, but I got to jump off this.
You know, you know,
I can't ride. I can't ride this bus with you, player.
Hey,
Yeah,
man, I told
really
y'all the very first time I heard the concept of 40-year-old women having dating trouble, I literally bust out laughing, because it was just the ideal of a 40-year-old woman dating was just so crazy to me. You know, it's like, why ain't you married already? But we got two new gentlemen that came up, y'all. So let me get them. You know what I mean? Floyd has come up, and we have
shout out to y'all, man. I gotta go. You guys,
all right, take it, Goldie.
Keep winning.
Take care. Have a good one, brother. Enjoy the weekend. Wait a minute. Now, today's Thursday or Friday, y'all?
Thursday.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Okay. Well, enjoy the weekend anyway, even if you got to wait another day to get to it. Enjoy it anyway. All right. Floyd, you got the mic, my brother.
Hey, Roger. Thanks for having me up. Thanks. Peace to the panel and chat. Long live the habitual line steppers. Yay. Man, begging. I just witnessed the begging because I went to go get me a double meat corned beef sandwich with a Arnold Palmer. There were a plethora of a mixed range of short women, big women, mother goddess queens, And
damn.
a woman walked up to me as I was leaving out, asking me to buy a soda. And I looked back, and the young ladies that were there, they were looking at me like, "You the man in here. You need to buy my soda." I was like, "Well, your mother got us, Queens got you." And I continued to walk on with my sandwich. I wasn't getting my sandwich, damn it, or my drink. And I should have came up earlier, but I was eating on that sandwich, thinking about that. Like, and she's an older woman, and I've seen her around, but they gave me a look like, "You the man. You're entitled to give her something." And I'm like, I'm noticing that more and more down here. I was at the gas station yesterday. Same type of scenario. Somebody comes in begging for some change.
Mm.
I told her flat out, "Hey, this ain't my money." That's the quickest way to get out of giving anybody any money. Tell them this is not your money and just carry on. Like you went to the
Or
store for somebody.
or you could say, or she'll never ask again if you say suck
So
something.
so here's the thing. You landed?
Yeah,
You
I
landed?
really don't play
All right.
that bad. Yep.
Okay. So here's the thing about that. Like, so they were looking for like this communal thing, like this community thing. But the thing about community is it isn't just benefits alone, it's benefits and responsibilities. Like, what is she doing for you to have your sandwich? Like, is she watching like, your dog or something? Like, what is she doing for it? You gotta do something if you want the benefits of community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now the way she looked, you wouldn't want her to watch any parts of you, not even your shoes, if you saw her.
Now, forgive me, y'all, because it's been a while since I bought like a sandwich in a bodega or nothing. I ain't been to New York buying that in a while. But if I remember correctly, sodas would be like $1. You tell me she couldn't afford like a cheap dollar soda on her own? Like what's happening?
See, I'm gonna say
She's
this,
not that
y'all.
bad, man. You could tell she was a junkie, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen her
Oh, she
around,
was one
so
of
you
them.
know,
She's one of them.
yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I'm gonna say this too, because I was proud of myself, y'all. Because I told y'all before, I just specifically don't give women money anymore because it's like you a woman, you live in America. I shouldn't have to give you money at all. It's just I really can't help a woman who need an unknown woman who needs money. But I did tell y'all I'm trying to be a better Christian. I did tell y'all I do believe in charity. You know, so I gave a woman a bottle of water yesterday. Now I'm not saying this to get no glory or anything like that. I'm just saying she asked me for some water. So somebody gave me some water, and I took that same bottle of water they gave me, and I gave it to her. Why? Because Roger believes in charity, y'all. I do believe charity is, but she didn't ask me for no money. That was the interesting part of that interaction. She didn't actually ask me for money. She literally came and asked me for a bottle of water. Now it was kind of dark, so I couldn't see her to see if she was like a crackhead or something like that. Because that's you think about it, it's probably like a crackhead type of move. I don't know if she was a crackhead. I don't know if she was homeless. Maybe she was just in a bind per se, or maybe she's headed toward being homeless. But I do believe in charity, and I did give her a bottle of water because charity is okay, y'all. God does want us to give, to have charity. It's just be cautious how you give it. That's my thing. Be cautious of how you give it. I'm not giving any charity as far as financial goes to a woman. I gave her a bottle of water because I just had like 6 or 7 bottles of water. So okay, cool. Since you asked for water, sure you can have some water. You ain't finna do too much damage with that. But I'm still holding firm on I'm not giving no woman no money, period. If you cannot adjust your situation, you should have just got married. If you don't
Yeah.
want to get married, make it like we make it as men. It is what it is. And I'm gonna turn the
So
floor over to
sorry. Go ahead.
oh yeah, we got hold on, what's the name here? Jamal. Jamal, I can't see the rest of the name. You got to introduce yourself, Jamal.
It's Jamal.
Go ahead, my brother.
It's Jamal McJoystick.
Jamal McCoy.
Yeah,
That big
Jamal
joint.
McJoystick. Ready player one.
Yeah, you have the floor,
Thank you, brother.
Jamal McJoystick.
I say that because I mean, in a video game, like how much fun can she have without a joystick? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you need the joystick, right? I like what the preacher said. Like, you need the joystick. I think I come from an era where the joystick was more valuable, right? And I think that's a lot of the problem. The era has changed to where now, you know, men used to be a value. It was a catch. The man was a catch. You wanted a bona fide man. And I think we're dealing with the fact that culture has changed and there's no longer value. And I think a lot of us is caught up in the generational and cultural difference that I lived in the time where the joystick was the most. How you gonna play a video game without the joystick? If I break the joystick, that game is done. I got to take my quarters to another video game. And so that's one aspect. And then the other aspect is broke people ask for money. I think it's deeper than just broke monetarily. I think it's back to the defective topic where a broken person mentally, there's a broken mentality versus monetarily, not just lack of money, but a lack of character, right? That you would reduce yourself to a transactional thing, right? You're no longer at this. When I see these things, I just see the people who deal with these women don't understand that these issues are unique to these women. Only these women see themselves as transactional and not as cattle, right? And not as human or not as female, you know. So that's the biggest thing for me. Is not just that they're broke financially, but I see a broke mentality of a character. That did you see how they ran to the stage for the money? It's just that is someone who doesn't love themselves, right, and doesn't possess the ability to care for you or others, right? So it's more than just broke. And with the analogy from the video, which was a great analogy, like I would just take my quarters to a working video game, right? If it's going to be a transactional, I'm definitely going to play a game that's going to fulfill me, give me joy, and I have a climax at the end. But I kind of reject the premise that I have to put quarters into the machine, right? I reject that premise. I know that is the new status quo. Thank God I'm not single, but I reject the premise that I have to pay, right? And I think if you're paying, you're dealing with a broken person mentally, not just financially, because a lot of women in the higher caliber care more about themselves than what you can provide financially, right? And so I think that denotes something much deeper.
I think it's been 2 minutes. Roger?
Nah, he stopped. Go ahead. You good, brother. But I got that. You ain't got to jump on it. I'll handle that, but go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
You got it, bro.
No, it's cool. You just ready to get it out. Go ahead, my brother.
I think now I know we're not supposed to address the panel members, but
No. You can address panel. We don't want to insult people. Is what it is.
No, absolutely. So as far as he said, I was paying attention to what he said. He said, "Thank God I'm not single." That's a little alarming to hear a man say that. Two, I would say the way that he was thinking and talking was like he wants to save these women. Like he wants to, he feels bad that a woman's struggling. I think it's God's gift a woman is struggling. I think if anything, that's God's way of humbling a woman to be on, an eye-to-eye level. Or actually, shouldn't be on an eye-to-eye level.
You heard me say I wanted to save women.
But hey,
he ain't on that time.
He knew, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know he knew.
I just want to know what particular statement I said that triggered.
You said you felt bad. You said you felt bad that a woman is struggling. You said.
I never said I felt bad that a woman was struggling. I never used struggle at all. And
you said if you put quarters into the machine, you want it to be an equal exchange. But dealing with women, there is no equal exchange.
That's why I said I reject that premise. I was speaking to the video. You obviously didn't watch the video.
When you said that you
in the video, the brother.
No, he didn't see the video because he did say.
Yeah,
I popped up in his algorithm, so he not even aware of the video.
When you said "Thank God I'm not single," does that mean you can't provide without a woman helping you?
No, it just means I'm happy I'm not in the current dating market.
Oh, okay, I misread that.
It's all good. You trying to do a red pill, catch them all?
Yeah,
I'm not red.
No,
pill.
I don't do the red pill stuff.
You sound red pill because I believe in marriage.
No, I sound like a man. I don't sound red pill.
So men don't get married. So men don't get married. So you marry
and I was going to expound on that.
Yeah, you gonna marry a man? Are you gay?
Excuse me?
No.
Are you gay, bro? Because you're trying to assassinate my character. Listen, you're trying to assassinate my character for being
No. Sir, are you gay?
for
No,
being.
no,
It's
no.
too late, man.
Hold on. No,
It's
no,
too
no.
late,
That's
bro.
evolving
Me over
though.
you,
Hold
sir.
fast.
No,
Don't
Hold
get
fast.
me
No,
over
no.
you,
Roger,
Before it
sir.
gets out of
Roger,
hand,
you
he
gotta let it
said.
play out.
No,
Roger,
no.
you
Excellent.
He
gotta let
did.
it
He
play out.
did
Don't
say.
disrespect me up
He
here.
said. Well,
Roger,
hold
who
on.
are
Hold
you?
on. Hold on.
I'll
He
fuck
did
your
say.
bitch. I'll fuck your wife,
Hey,
sir.
dude.
I'll
I'm
fuck
trying.
your
I'm
wife.
trying to
Right?
save you
Disrespecting
now.
me.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
save you. Chill. Let me handle it. Let me
Oh,
handle
I
it.
apologize.
No, he did say I misread it. Okay, so he literally said I misread it. So y'all chill for y'all make Chef do something now. Y'all cool out. And
Well, well,
he is new.
if he
So he
come to
and
the stage, and he want to fade, you can't save him. He wanted a
You
fade.
can't save your
Well,
bitch, sir.
he admitted
You
he
can't
made a
save your
mistake. So
bitch.
just let it slide.
yeah, he the
Let
I see
it
where he was
rock.
going. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he made a mistake. Said he made a mistake. Plus, isn't aware of the video because he did admit when he came here that he
But
happened to see.
and that's my chance to chop his head off for being an idiot and a clown. He
Where's,
don't know me.
hey,
He
sir,
didn't
send
Well,
your
he
wife
already
to me.
admitted his mistake. What are you chopping his
Send your
head off
wife.
for?
no,
Look at
because
sir.
he don't know me
Yeah.
and he didn't watch the video.
Jamal McJoystick.
Twice
Jamal McJoystick. Send your
he
bitch to me and
deserved his head cut
I'll
off.
send a real
Why
woman
you
back.
still bring
Hey,
it up?
but
He
can we
didn't
all
watch the
chill?
video.
All
He
right,
didn't
y'all.
watch the
All
video.
right,
Yeah,
cool. He
yeah.
already admitted he made a mistake, man. Let's just move on.
Twice.
Hey,
So,
I
Jamal,
get
shut
it,
up,
but
Jamal.
he admitted his mistake. We
Twice.
can't chop his head off after he corrects himself.
Fuck you, Jamal.
yeah, not
See,
not.
All right,
see,
nah, I
Well,
can't hold that up,
you
player.
see what I'm
I
saying?
Nah,
You
can't
see
do
what
nothing
I'm
to that
saying?
player.
it's gone.
You see what I'm
at the end
saying?
of the day.
It's
Yeah, okay,
gone
I
too
feel you.
far, Chef.
You see what I'm saying?
Make a
I
move,
feel you.
Chef.
Now go cry
If
I
about
you're
feel
it.
you.
listening, Chef, make a move.
Now,
Make a
you know
move.
what?
It's gone too
Yeah,
far.
This what I'm gonna do real quick. This what I'm gonna do.
tried.
I'm putting him backstage myself right now because y'all gonna make Chef do something. Obviously, and I too late now. Now Chef coming up. Too late. See, Dinner. Just hold on 1 second, brother. Hold on 1 second. Our pit master is here, and what the pit master say goes. So it is what it is. I was trying to get y'all to stop. Pitmaster, what's the word, my brother?
I really can't believe y'all let the conversation descend into this. Perfect. He said he made a mistake and misread it. You, however, sir, insulted him. It could have all been dropped if you had just let it go. When he said, "Oh, I misread that," everybody on the panel said, "Bruh, he made a mistake. Drop it, bruh. He made a mistake." But you kept going. You know how much we value your input here on this panel. You know how much we respect your input, and we actually look forward to your words. 777. That's what I Dennis
I'm bringing him back
777.
up now. I'm bringing him back up now. Oh, now he just left. I was trying to bring him back up.
Yeah, one thing, yeah, because I was getting ready to snatch soups plural. We don't do that here. Everybody that comes to this panel will be respected, and that's for new folks, that's for old folks, that's for young folks, that's for ancient folks. I don't care. That's for everybody. This panel will be respected. You have a point to make it. Don't start throwing shots just because he didn't watch the video and he said he didn't watch the video. And Roger, I gotta get on you because I said this in the chat. Go back to the video so you all can actually talk about it. This gives us some context. This gives us a road to stay on. Gentlemen, let's continue to have a good conversation.
All right, y'all. I apologize to Chef, y'all. We apologize. We apologize to Chef. Real talk. And Dinner 777. If you can still hear us, brother, you still welcome over here, brother. Sorry about that issue. Okay. But y'all, we do have to be welcoming to new people and gives them some level of grace. And yeah, I should have made him go back and watch the video, but he did. I was trying to say when he came up, I just popped up in his algorithm. He's not aware of the show. He's not even aware of how we do things. So I was trying to be a little graceful to him. So perfect. Look, brother, you just quick on the fire, brother. I mean,
Well, I'm confused. Do I get an apology? Because he said F me. He assassinated my character around my brothers. I had to handle him myself. Nobody jumped in. We supposed to jump him. We didn't jump him. But I had to kick his ass by myself. And then as he left, as a chump, after he got his ass whooped, he gonna send the F bird to me. So he gets an apology. And you're gonna threaten my suit. This clown came up here. This ain't even the arena.
There's
Perfect. Can
a such
I?
thing as
Sorry, go
magnifying
ahead,
skull,
shoot.
though.
Do not interrupt me. This
Wait.
ain't even the arena, Chef. This ain't the arena for what he was trying to do. I'm a content creator. There are panels for that. This ain't the
You crossed the line first. Perfect.
I crossed the line first. He
And
said
I
I'm
Yes.
wasn't
trying to
threatening
save.
your
He
truth. I
assassinated my
wasn't.
character wrong. Let me
He
finish.
he did, but he
assassinated my character
apologized for
wrongly.
doing it. Perfect. I understand that you want to get it out. I
No, no, no,
do.
no, no,
But
no,
what?
no.
Hold
He
on,
was
hold on,
trying
hold
to
on. But what
win.
you're missing, what
He
you're
was
missing is
trying to win.
right. He
Y'all
disengaged.
are
He
missing my point.
apologized.
No, 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 no.
We're not. We all heard it. Perfect. We heard it. We were listening. What you did is you didn't listen to what he was saying. You
Why?
just
Why
because
didn't you
he
listen?
did
It was my
right because he did attack you
So
because
why
he
did I give him
misunderstood.
quarter? Why would I give
But
him
he
quarter? Why would I
no
give him
he
quarter if
because
he
he
attacked me?
apologized. He
I don't
apologized and said he
care. I don't care.
misunderstood.
I don't
Well,
care
then
about his apology.
that's
I
why
never
you're
made it.
wrong.
This is the
That's
topic of
exactly.
today. It's the ruthless nice guy. I don't accept his apology.
I hear
I
you, but
still
then
want
that
to
means you're
say it.
wrong.
I
Then that
still
means
want to
you're
say it.
wrong.
No,
You
I'm not
can't get
wrong.
around it.
That's
That
the
means you're
ruthless nice
wrong.
guy. So you would do so
Listen,
if it was a woman, if it
no,
was a woman, you
Stop.
would have let it go.
that
Everybody
means
stop.
you're
Well,
wrong.
well,
Perfect.
Stop.
I'm not wrong.
I'm a little more empathetic to Perfect in this
Me too.
respect. He was ignorant of the impetus of the discussion. He should not have been allowed to speak on the subject without getting the basic information that inspired this particular discussion. And his being new, in my view, was not sufficient enough excuse. Go back and watch the video. If he went back and watched the video, he would understand the context of the diction that Perfect was using. And I appreciate him being new and young, but that don't excuse him from learning the protocols of discussion amongst mature men. You know, that's part of the problem. That's why people end up getting insulted and saying things. And, you know, the guy at some point was talking about doing Perfect's wife, man.
Yeah,
Now maybe I'm kind of I'm kind of sensitive to that kind of talk because to me that's catch a flight talk.
for
You
real.
know, and that you know what kind of talk that is. That's young dude who ain't never really caught a real life fade type talk.
Thank
I
you.
was gonna
Because
say that.
real men ain't that quick to say that kind of stuff.
And I'm not accepting an apology
You'll
from a
never hear me say that. 60 something years old. You'll never hear me say no kind of talk like that.
So I'm
Facts.
surprised that Chef.
You
Wait.
know,
No, no,
Surprised that
no.
so
Chef.
Hold on.
I
Perfect.
mean,
Nah,
Surprised
I
Chef
that
was
get
Chef.
right.
what
And I'm
you were
surprised
saying,
that
truth
Roger.
teller.
I'm hella
I get
surprised.
what you were
Yeah,
saying,
I'm
truth
talking about at
teller.
that
I
time frame.
understand
Yeah, at
you make
that
a
point in
valid
time.
point. But
Yeah.
some of this is like, you know, cross generational, and some of it certain things, you know, it's kind of remind me of the movie Friday. You remember the movie Fridays? You remember the scene where Q was getting ready to get a gun and go, you know, deal with Debo or whatever, and his father stops him and tells him, you know, part of the problem is you guys ain't used to just fighting and taking ass whooping. Win or lose, we keep on going. You know, some of this is like cross generation and like what's going to be the protocol of how men are going to deal with each other.
And I
It's
never
already
And
known.
I
Ru-
think
Okay.
and I
going
never
in,
Roger,
particularly
hold on.
amongst people
Look,
who don't know each other, particularly amongst people who don't know each other, there should be a baseline level of etiquette, right?
Especially here.
Where we're not
Especially
going to
here.
presume, where we're not, let me finish perfect, where we're not going to assume or presume the worst of what a man says. And we're not going to come in a situation where we're not fully informed about what we're talking about. And this new gentleman was not fully informed about what we were talking about. And that caused a cascade of everything that came after.
Okay, and I want to. Well, no, go ahead, Perfect. Then I speak out to you. Go ahead, Perfect.
I did not use profanity, and I heard him curse me out. I heard him curse my wife. I did not use profanity because I love you, and I did not disrespect the panel and the channel. He kept punching. So you guys are suggesting I should have backed off in the middle of a fight when somebody is still punching. Bro,
But you escalated though.
I am
You
upset
way
this morning.
escalated.
I escalate. He was punching, brother. He never
He didn't
stopped
do
punching me.
perfect. He didn't do any of that until after you escalated. That's what we're saying.
So he assassinated my character, which means he threw a punch, and you guys are saying I was supposed to not punch back, and then he kept punching.
What happened was he said, "Oh,
I'm trying to understand the math. I'm trying to understand the math.
I'll give you the math.
Where I grew up, if someone hit you first, I'm not gonna stop hitting him until he's dead. I don't care
hear you.
nothing you saying. He hit me first. You acknowledge.
And this is what Uru was talking about. This is not.
Well, you need
this
to
is
know
not
who
how.
I am. Y'all need to know who I am. If you
You're
hit
not
me,
listening.
I'm not
You're
listening.
not listening.
I'm not
You're
listening.
not listening.
You hit me first.
You're getting excited. I don't know what I could do for you.
But truth, he was in the situation, so let him speak first, and then let's respond.
We heard it like 3 times, Roger.
I know Roger was raised the same way. If you hit me
and we were there.
If you
we heard it 3 times and we were there.
Hit me first, I'm not gonna stop hitting you until you cannot move anymore. Period. That's
there you
how
go.
I was raised. So somebody tell me I'm wrong about that. Roger, please tell me if someone hits you first.
See, that's all he focused on. That's all he focused on.
But the thing is, I have to respect.
Here's the other part.
Yeah. I don't know why y'all argue with me about arguing niggas.
Here's the other part of the discussion. Here's the other part of the discussion. The guy who hit first is new. Now, where I come from, if you hit first and you knew, that's against the protocol. I give you less deference being new.
True.
And that happens in any neighborhood you go into. It's certainly in the black neighborhood you go into. If you hit first and you knew, nigga, you get dog piled. Let's be real.
Okay, so I need everybody to sit and listen to what y'all just said, because we just had Chef come on here and tell niggas how they supposed to act in public amongst each other, and now we divulged into how we treat each other on the block. I don't want to call it out, but y'all niggas sound like hypocrites. Is all I'm going to point out.
Oh man, why you jumping over the obvious truth?
Please.
Because hold on, let me finish talking. Let me finish talking. Let me finish.
Chef is saying, "May he jump in, please, y'all."
We defer to Chef. And his ruling is the ruling. But I'm just saying, let's be clear about everything that happened here. The new guy came in and took a shot at an old guy. And the old
We're
guy
not saying that. No, but he apologized and admitted his mistake. Right. What happened was he apologized and admitted his mistake. And y'all niggas keep stepping past it like that didn't happen.
I think we should listen to what Chef gonna say about this.
Sorry, Chef. Go ahead, Chef. My bad.
First of all, let me apologize to Jamal because there's a misunderstanding, my friend. I was not threatening your suit. I want to be very clear about that. I was not threatening your suit. The no suit was definitely focused at the new guy because he did insult first, and that is not what we do here. Before I could get it out clearly, noise started happening around, and I don't think you heard me when I was not threatening your suit, my friend. I was not threatening your suit. Again, we value your perspective. We value your perspective. He was wrong. You can't come into our neighborhood and do that. That's why the suit was directed at him. And if you thought it was directed at you, I apologize for that misunderstanding, my friend. It was not directed at you. And that's what I have been trying to say this whole time.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Now let me say this. I was trying to stop y'all before it got to where it got to. So I'm gonna take the blame for that, because at the end of the day, I still let it happen. This is what I was trying to do. I was trying to just simply get y'all to stop and listen to each other for a second before it got too far. Now, I'm going to say this. When he first came up, I did say something to him about being respectful because I saw his pattern from Jump Street that he's quick to insult. If you paid attention to him being on here, he's a quick to insult person. And I'm gonna say this is the problem with a lot of black men. A lot of black men, they do stuff on panels and they're always trying to prove they're better than somebody else. Because a lot of men don't truly understand manhood. That's why you're always trying to prove it. I don't have to prove I'm better than any other man, which is why y'all never see me take on that task. I don't need to. I'm comfortable with my manhood. I don't have to prove it to anybody. Okay. Now I'm not saying that as an insult to that him, because he's still in the chat. I would appreciate if he actually came back up. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I would appreciate that if you actually come back up. I did ask, I don't know if you saw, but I asked him in the chat to come back up because over here, y'all, and I see somebody tripping in the chat talking about, well, that's why I'll never come to Roger's fan. Bro, you probably don't go to anybody's channel. You just talking to talk at this point. But at the end of the day, black men are not required to be perfect. We can make mistakes too, but just because we make a mistake don't mean it's got to get out of hand. And truth be told, I'm gonna say this: since you are listening right now, bro, you never say something about a man's wife. That's a good way to get dead. Now, people talking crazy and no. In real life, people die behind that. So just don't do that. Period. Ever. It may seem like a good idea. It may seem cool. Once you start talking about touching a man's wife, that is legal reason. I mean, I'm a real talk. I ain't gonna say legal, but that to the average man, it is very justifiable to kill a man that says something like that about another man's wife. Because truth be told, I don't know too many men on a jury that would actually convict somebody if they heard what you said about Purpy's wife and he killed you. I don't think we convict them. I know I wouldn't. And that's real talk. So, and the thing is, you ain't got to try to prove your manhood, even if it's about you younger, you trying to do this with an older man or whatever, or saying, hey, I should get the same level. Man, you stay away from people wives in every sense of the word. Real talk. No, never say nothing about no man's wife. Perfect. I understand where you're coming from, because yes, where I come from, you stop fighting after you know you won.
Thank
And
you.
that's just real talk. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get where you're coming from. And I'm just gonna say Perfect was here first, so he's gonna get the favoritism angle. And that just is what it is, y'all. If y'all haven't peep game on me, whoever is around first always get the favoritism angle. So I got to favor Perfect in the situation. I heard the young man apologize. He did do that. I'm gonna say Perfect. Truthfully, you did kind of escalate it, but it's okay because you was around first, and you just gonna get favoritism on that one, bro. It just is what it is because he is new and he is quick to insult people. And I'm gonna tell him as just a little bit of advice because he don't have to listen. Don't be so quick to insult people, brother. Because that's one of the first things he did was attempt to insult no placeholder on his first statement here. So he's quick to insult a guy. That's just who he is. I'm gonna hope for his sake he changes that before he end up dead somewhere. And because where I come from, that's just a good way to end up dead. You know, it is what it is. That's not me threatening anybody. I'm saying the world I come from, niggas die behind that type of stuff. And people on the news every day and didn't plan to be on the news that night. We
Right.
channel 10 o'clock news every night. We got new dead people.
Hey,
Go ahead,
Roger.
Chef.
Whoever has the background noise, the chips, a paper bag, washing dishes.
That was me. My fault.
Please mute up. Please mute
Come
up.
on, Truth. Come on, Truth. Okay. Look, I guess I'm not gonna really try to push you hard to get back to the discussion. Well, let's just use this as a teaching moment. Number one, whoever's around me first on a regular basis is always gonna get favoritism they way. I'm gonna say Perfect did escalate, but still he's perfect, and the other guy is new. It is what it is. I'm not saying I'm a fair-minded person at the end of the day, y'all, but some stuff just is what it is. I'm a very fair-minded person, but some stuff just is what it is. New dude, I want you to come back. I like the fact that you gave the input that you give, but you got to calm down on trying to insult everybody, bro. That is not the way to carry yourself as a man. And I'm saying that like for real, on like maybe some big brother type stuff. That's not how men carry themselves. Men are not always trying to put somebody down so they can see themselves be higher or trying to get other people to see them in a higher position. even if you are right about a particular situation, no man needs to downgrade another man to be better himself. I've never had to do that in my life. Okay, so and I do got Jado backstage, y'all. So I do want to be able to let Jado come up and speak. But y'all, let's try to calm down and relax. Perfect. I ain't got nothing to say to you, brother. I understand exactly where you're coming from. And I'm just saying plain and simple. And I do believe you escalate. I'm just being real with you. But you was here before he was. You not new and he is. And it just go your way. It's that simple at the end of the day. I understand. Now, in the audience, I've told people all the time, get over the fact that life ain't fair. And don't let your ego get you in trouble. And so in this particular case, it was an ego thing that allows stuff to escalate more. But I'm a fair-minded person, but I gotta rock with people that's been rocking with me for a longer period of time. I have to do that. It is what it
I
is.
want to say something real quick before Jado comes up on stage. Um, I stand with Purple 100%. I don't care nothing about fairness. I don't care nothing about fairness. I think that dude was dead wrong. I think his attitude was poor. He made some good points. He's funny, but his
Hey,
attitude was poor.
hey,
And I
Kev,
stand 100%
Kev,
with Perfect. Go ahead.
Kev. Let's let that
Yeah.
one go. Because when Roger closes that chapter, nobody needs to go and put a PS. This is my statement. Let that chapter be closed and let
All
Roger
right.
move with the show.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say dinner with 777. You are welcome to come back another time. Just if you come back up, just refrain from insult. Remember, when you insult anybody here, you're insulting my guests. So anybody who insults somebody, y'all please keep that in mind. Whether they be in the chat or whether they be on the panel, everybody my guest. So you insult my guests at the end of the day. And I'm not a good host if I just let y'all insult my guests, whoever it happens to be. And that's just real talk. So I'm gonna take myself off stage for a bit because I want to do something anyway. And I'm gonna throw the mic in Jado hand. And Jado, you're gonna have to make us look good right now. It just is what it is. Okay.
Do it, Jado.
So now he's still off stage right now, but I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna bring myself down. I'm gonna put you up. You got the mic. And Jado, since you've been rocking me for a long time, and you're a Chicago native too, you better make us look good, bro. You better, you better make us look good. Here you.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Howdy.
What's happening, man?
Hey,
What's good,
I don't.
man?
Howdy. Y'all put a lot of. Hey, Chef, man, I did. Can I have one small, tiny comment on that?
No.
And if you deny it, then no problem, no problem. I'll continue forward.
Nah, let's move on, man. Let's move on.
Got it, for sure, for sure. Um, I guess you guys were discussing value and stuff, man, and I, look, man, black men particularly, man. I know whenever I'm in the presence of a woman, and especially a black woman, but any woman, when I'm in her presence, I don't have to exchange or give her anything physically, monetarily, or anything like that. I'm already bringing a whole lot of value to her just by being around her, just by even talking with her. If she's around me, she's gonna benefit from me being there. Because anytime I'm around a woman for any amount of time, I'm teaching them something. I'm opening their eyes to something. I automatically provide protection because if she's around me, of course, if something happens or something happens or someone threatens her, I'm gonna automatically protect her for that reason. So I'm just bringing value already at a baseline level. I don't have to even give her anything. I don't have to give her anything. I don't have to do anything. I'm already valuable. So that's just them being around me. They're benefiting. They're getting something from me. You know what I'm saying? So I think black men is always knowing that you already have the value over her. I bring the logic. When she's all disjointed and going all over the place, I settle her down and get her focused in a particular direction to better her life all the time. When she has a question about something, or one of her friends are treating her a certain way,
I tell her that that person is not your friend when, especially when it's another woman. That's not your friend. So already I bring the value. And another thing, I think you guys were touching on our end right here with that begging word. Like, I don't know, man. And I get what we're describing stuff, and especially when we say they're dry begging. But I don't know. For me, I have a problem with using that. If you don't come to me and kind of lower your head and put take your hat your headgear off and kind of crumble it up and humble yourself and say, please, I may have made a wrong choice and I need your help. Please, could you please help me? I don't consider it begging. If you guys are even considering doing or giving any charity to anybody, why don't they actually have to actually really beg? You know what I'm saying? Not the dry begging, not the manipulation, but actually beg. And I guess I'll end right there. Thanks for having me up.
That was the super 2 minutes. I like it. Like it was worth it. But you made
Can
a
I?
good point about that, about outside of just monetary gain alone, the money, the energy, the attention, the time, there's all these extras that we're giving on top of that. And that's an opportunity cost. That's energy that you're not putting into like your own business, your own endeavors. Like all of that costs something. So it's more than just money that we're talking about. Go ahead, Truth Teller.
I was just gonna ask: is it begging if you're married and your wife is asking for something? Is that begging or no?
No,
No.
That's not. So
no,
everybody agree that's no. If that's
no.
not
That's
begging,
It's not. It's not. It's not begging technically because it's all
hmm
community property. It's all family
gotcha.
property, or at least it should be. Now, to the
Right.
extent that she is requesting something that's not going to provide any expected future value to your family, to your marriage, etc., you may be able to view it as such. But generally, with a wife, there is some expected return on an investment, so it would not be considered to be begging, even if it's just viewed from a standpoint of her well-being. Like you buy your wife a diamond necklace or a pearl necklace or diamond earrings. Well, you're investing in her well-being, et cetera, whatever the well-being of your marriage, your relationship. So even that would be considered technically an investment, of course, that that might go a different way upon divorce, for example.
I got a
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
and that,
I
that,
got
but
a
I have another
question.
word for that. I call it nagging. That's
I
where you
got
get to nagging.
I got a
Okay.
question.
Begging and nagging.
no.
He said begging and nagging.
I
Yeah.
got a question.
No.
I can't. You guys, I
Wait,
don't.
well,
You guys may not. It may be perceived as an insult. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that for you guys to answer. Who was
okay.
eating and
I think.
snoring at the same time? I want to know that.
Mhm.
I want to
What
know that.
What was this question?
Who was eating and snoring at the same time on the panel?
I
Who's
was
doing
eating.
Oh, truth
I
teller.
don't know who was
Truth
snoring.
teller. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Truth teller. Truth teller.
I
Figure it
wasn't
out.
snoring. I was eating though.
Or somebody.
Them chips. That was barbecue chips, player. Lay's double ruffled, man. It was delicious.
But to answer truth teller's question, I perceive your wife as requesting something of you, and there's
Okay.
responsible and irresponsible requests. But I would elevate them to the level of making a request of their husband.
Okay. So if so basically if a chick asks you for anything and you're not married, that's pretty much begging.
Yeah, she begged.
Okay. That was it.
yeah,
The
I
young
mean,
man that left us had a
certainly
problem with the
anything
marriage
that
part.
occurs
Yeah.
prior to, I would say anything prior to a formal engagement, like a formal engagement, is, in
Gotcha.
my view, essentially begging or charity exchange.
She got that
That's
in
fair.
lieu. She got that ring on her finger. Got you. So then, because he made mention of, he didn't outright say it, but he made mention of marriage being icky, to put it simply. So, and the way he talked, your wife would probably be begging you too, as he
I
would
I I,
describe it.
I think that's a function of Gen Z have really checked
I,
out completely.
yeah,
When it,
I'm thinking that too. Yeah, that's kind of what I got because my
Well,
sons and my
to be
nephews talk
fair
similar.
to Gen Z, to be fair to Gen Z, all of the intrinsic value of marriage, all the intrinsic value of women has
Hmm.
effectively been obliterated from the perspective of men. If you go
That's
back
true.
60 years, there were things that you automatically got when you married a woman. They were required of her family required her to provide those things, her church required her to provide those things, society, for television required her to provide those things. Well, all of that is gone. So from the perspective of Gen Z, yeah, I mean, there really is no value. It really is virtually all begging because you're not really expected to get any actual return for anything that you do, including just to a large degree, even going into a marriage. You're not promised sex, you're not promised children, you're not promised fidelity. You just don't really have anything of any substance or even any intangible or intrinsic value to rely on.
yeah,
I
I
wanna
think I
piggyback
think
on that because you said promise and like, oh no, there is the promise. They just don't fulfill the promise. They actually just break the contract. Like all that stuff they said they were going to do, they don't do it.
it's all eroded now.
Yeah, well,
It's
I mean,
all eroded.
for Gen Z, they're not even making many promises. I mean, from what I see from
I
Gen
mean,
Z,
I kind
it's
of
not
do
even
date
a
Gen
lot of
Z
even
though, so
promises that are being made.
Well, I mean, you got a
Yes,
lot of them saying
they
they
do
don't want to be
promise.
married, right? They don't want to be married. That's the first thing a lot of young girls say. Like I talked to my daughter and her friends. A lot of them is like, I'll think about marriage later. And it's like, I don't go on the rant of you got a clock, boo boo, but that's how they talk, right? They talk like they got plenty of time. And not only that, some even the ones that talk as if, okay, I will get married eventually, they'll be the first ones to tell you what they not gonna do for their husband. It's real weird hearing the younger kids talk, but you could tell it's an immature perspective of what the situation is really going to be. Their problem is they're probably going to learn it a lot slower than we did, right? They're going to learn it a lot slower than we did. So you're going to have chicks in their 50s talking about, I'm looking for my perfect man. I'm hit these streets, which the way he was talking, it was on that immature level. Like I get what you think, and we talked about it before. How people think it went in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s in the black community didn't really go that way. Both families was working because everybody was poor. The moms didn't just stay at home and take care of the kids. She had to work too, right? So
right.
I think their perspective on things is even more twisted than ours was.
I mean, I don't know. I'm an
Well, look at
Xer. I'm an Xer. I mean, you guys were talking about, I guess, Gen Z or whatever, but Xers were doing this as well. I
True.
mean, I'm sure it went beyond that. So I don't know why this didn't just come up. Didn't just pop up.
I think you're
In
right, but it
defense,
wasn't to
Yeah,
the
let
degree
me
that they are. To the degree
in
these kids
defense
are.
of
I mean,
the
I mean, I don't.
compassionate.
I mean, it may be
I'm
slightly elevated, but yeah. Go ahead.
in defense of the Gen Z
well,
that I do
I'm
date, like they do
but
make the
J-Lo,
promises.
Hey, hold on. Uru needs to read something.
I'm trying to
Go-
read. Compassion is asking me to read something here, where he references to the mouse utopia experiment, formerly known as Universe 25, was a famous behavioral study conducted by Dr. B. Calhoun in the 1960s and 70s. It's often cited as an allegory for the decline of social structures in overpopulated or comfort driven societies. Let's break down the order of decay, the sequential stages that occurred in mouse populations as the utopia declined. Overview. Calhoun created an ideal environment utopia for mice, plenty of food, water, nesting areas, no predators, and controlled climate. Despite ideal physical conditions, the population eventually collapsed. He tracked the behavioral and social decay through four major phases. Phase A, establishment, days 0 through 100, stage colonization. Excuse me, I'm reading from a phone here, so I need to hold on. Give me a moment here to adjust my ability to clearly visualize what we have here. Okay,
Ooh,
or make it a little bigger for the phase
you ain't by yourself,
establishment
Uru.
days
I
0
can't
through
read my phone
100,
either.
stage colonization. A few breeding pairs are introduced. They explore the environment, establish territories, and reproduce healthily. There is no crowding, stress, or scarcity. Social structures form naturally. Dominant males, maternal females, etc. Behavior, normal and cooperative. Mortality, low. Growth, exponential. Population doubles every 55 days. Phase B, exploitation, days 100 through 315. Stage, rapid population growth. Mice continue reproducing, space and resources still abundant. Subgroups begin forming territories within the utopia. First signs of crowding appear as nests fill up. Hierarchies become stronger. Dominant males control central areas. Subordinate males and females are pushed to the periphery. Early signs of stress. Fighting began to increase. Less social grooming and care for young amongst peripheral mice. Some females show anxiety and withdrawal. Growth still exponential. Population reaches 600 mice. Phase C, stagnation, days 315 through 560. Stage, social breakdown begins. Space becomes limited. Physical crowding triggers psychological stress. Dominant males overprotect their territories. Younger males are excluded. Females start to avoid breeding or abandon nests due to aggression. Mortality amongst infants increase. Subordinate males begin showing passive or withdrawal behaviors. They stop mating, grooming, or defending themselves. Emergence of pathological behaviors, violence, cannibalism, and sexual deviation increase. Some mice, quote, the beautiful ones, end quote, isolate themselves, room obsessively, and stop socializing or breeding. Parenting collapse. Infants are often killed or neglected. Growth slows dramatically. Reproduction no longer replaces deaths. Are we done, compassionate, or is there more for me to read? Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess we are kind of in stage C. If you look at it, we've stagnated the population. You definitely have a withdrawing and this whole this fallacious term they use. What are they referring to the young men now as being lonely, or what are you guys, what are you Gen Z guys now, you
Oh, the male loneliness epidemic.
yeah, male loneliness epidemic, that fallacious term, the male loneliness epidemic. I guess that's what's going on. uh, I guess we haven't started the cannibalism yet, but who knows how we make
You know, I think the male loneliness thing that's happening. I don't necessarily believe in the black community. It's happening as heavily as it is in some other communities. Um, because one, we're so congested. Two, because of the habits of our women, and three, because of the habits of our community for the last 6 years. I don't think this dudes is strung out like that. Yeah, of course they're not getting what they want, but I don't think it's like the other group of people where you in the Midwest somewhere and you're not athletic and all you do is watch stuff on TV and wear weird outfits and you hoping somebody gonna like you, right? So
well,
just-
let me
I
finish
have, I
let
have,
me finish reading.
I have a.
It's phase D, decline and extinction days Plus 560. Stage, behavioral sync, and population collapse. Social roles completely disintegrate. No new births. Surviving mice exhibit apathy and aimless behavior. Even though food and resources remain plentiful, most mice stop breeding altogether. Aggression and deviance persist. Mortality skyrockets. Final outcome, population peaks around 2,200 mice, then rapidly decline to extinction. Even when crowding decreases again, no recovery occurs. Social instincts and learned behavior are permanently lost.
So maybe we're
I
somewhere
mean,
between C and. Oh, go ahead.
that's what I was going to say because that looks like some of D is
Yeah,
beginning
yeah.
to manifest.
Exactly.
Some of D is
Yeah.
beginning
So
to
so when
manifest.
this
Yes.
when this experiment was first conducted, were they just trying to observe just the I don't know. I've heard this mentioned amongst I guess the black manosphere quite a bit of times or whatever. I haven't really looked into it, but were they just exclusively just trying to look at the behavior of mice, or were they and then someone correlated or kind of connected that to humans? Or does anybody know that? Or
It was it was it was correlated to the human population, and it was about they were trying to predict the decline of the human population due to the comfort and inconveniences we were providing to people in Western societies.
but that was the intent of the okay. I'll look it up. Never mind. I'll look it up myself.
Um, I
Yeah, I
do
mean,
have something that I think.
mice are often used for both biological as well as sociological experimentation because of certain similarities of grouping, nursing. Obviously, because they have a much smaller lifespan, you can more quickly identify potential patterns of human beings in a much shorter time frame because of they have a much shorter maturity and death cycle. So that's why mice are
Yeah,
often used. And this was during the
Right,
60s
right.
and 70s, was an interesting time. This was the advent of second wave feminism, post World War II. This was during a time in which there were a lot of social economic change. Sort of America was still kind of on the ascent, but then certain things were beginning to move towards sort of a leveling off. And again, I think particularly second wave feminism, the greater liberty of females, and what impact that was going to have on society, I would imagine would be a factor in why you would engage in this kind of experimentation in particular.
yeah, they could use apes, but they live too long for us to really see the results before they actually happen to us. So they use marsupials instead.
Right.
I guess.
Um,
Right. Well, I guess. Yeah, I understand that. But I guess I was saying like, I mean, since we're such a higher functioning thinking mammal, right? Like, we can. Are they? The experimenter? Did they say, hey, this is something that's going to be inevitable, or within this process, we can break that chain somehow and prevent this from happening? You know what I mean?
I don't remember what was the summary of it all or nothing like that. Personally, but the societal behaviors of mice are similar enough to human beings that they can use it as a barometer when they introduce certain things into those little small societies.
Right. Well, you got and also consider, you can observe a greater number of mice in a relatively controlled environment. I think they said at some point the population in what Perfect presented here, at somewhere the population met or exceeded 2,200. So if you're able to observe hundreds of mice and you see some basic sort of patterns of behavior, it's it makes for a persuasive argument especially over time, especially over different groups. I think this experimentation occurred over, said, from the 60s to 70s, so it could have been a decade or more in terms of observing these changes over various groups, maybe over various generations of mice, right? You
Hmm.
may,
Yep.
over
Yep.
10 years, I guess you're observing uh, 10 generations or 12 generations or whatever of mice or more. So that's a lot of, and so if you're seeing patterns over so many mice over time, to the extent that you're able to rely on past experimentation to correlate to human behavior to some degree, you can extrapolate some possible, if not
I,
probable, correlation into human behavior. It's certainly not perfect.
I guess
They use
I'm one.
mice also for medical experimentation, in the earlier stages of medical experimentation. So it's a similar kind of thing. It's part of the process of being able to predict both how medicine might affect humans as well as certain sociological phenomenon might affect humans, but it's certainly not a perfect correlation.
I'm kind of just wondering, has any other scientists have further expanded the experiment? Did they introduce like a predator, natural predators, or disease or something? Because I mean, what it's saying is we just got too comfortable. We got too comfortable, and people just stop reproducing as much, and they just stop doing stuff. So yeah, I'm just kind of I guess I'll have to look at it, further myself. But I'm just wondering how far did they go out with, or did anyone take that experiment and do additional experiments to, see what happened, or is this something that we deem as maybe inevitable, or are we going to have some type of cataclysmic type of event to, straighten it out before it happens? You know,
Well, I mean, if you
Yeah,
threw a
they are.
I'm
predator
being
in
a
there,
I'm
that would
being a
add
nerd.
too many
I'm being
variables.
a nerd right now. I'm just being a nerd right now.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, you don't want to add too many extra variables. Like if you're trying to determine what's going to happen, based off of your experiment. And
No, I'm talking about
nowadays we
like
have
an
ISO.
additional. I'm talking about an additional experiment, not within that. Like, did they further expand it? Okay, let's set up
Well,
these same things.
com-
Yeah. Am I making
compassionate
sense
is
or
is referencing compassionate is referencing here to, sort of follow up activity where it says here, Dr. Calhoun didn't just document decay in mouse utopia experiment. He also proposed solutions to it. His ideas were
right?
philosophical and behavioral, and they focus on how societies, human or animal, could avoid or reverse social decay. Let's unpack his proposed solutions clearly and in order. Dr. Calhoun's solutions to behavioral decay: number one, the creation of meaningful roles or spiritual space. Calhoun realized that physical space, room, food, safety wasn't enough. Mice had everything they needed to survive, but not enough to matter. He concluded that living beings, especially social ones, need a spiritual space or psychological purpose. Without meaningful roles, parent, protector, builder, leader, nurturer, individuals withdraw and society collapses. For an animal so complex as man, there is no logical reason why a population um, should not be stable at some optimum level. But when all sense of necessity and purpose is lost, decay is inevitable. Dr. John B. Calhoun. His solutions design societies where individuals have clear, valued roles and purpose for contribution, not just comfort or consumption. In human terms, this means maintaining purpose through family, community, art, responsibility, or work. Now, so before we continue, let's ask the question: what in the current modern society replicates what Dr. Calhoun prescribes here?
Well, we have an
You're a young
overabundance of
man. You're an 18-year-old guy going into the
marriage,
world.
marriage,
What in this current
marriage and
world?
family?
Okay, but you're not gonna. be able to get married or stay married. For many of us, most only 30% of black men, for example, or maybe less than 30% or whatever, of black men are married. So you're not getting that. Less
Right.
than half of black men have children, so you're not getting the benefit of that. So what are you getting?
That's the problem. You're getting them out utopia.
Exactly. You're getting video games and corn and fleshlight. That's what y'all get.
Well, there's a couple of other things. There's a couple other things at play. First and foremost, just so we know that all species go through this. I know we like to think we special, but we're not. In the vastness of nature, all species have this same problem. But we have a couple of variables that Mouse Utopia doesn't have, right? And I'm not even going to talk about the ism one because that's a big one. But another variable is medicine. Couple of things. People are living longer. People are taking out children that already been conceived, right? So they still doing the do, although it's a smaller population of men. They do well. It's not even small. It's probably the same population as always been. They're still doing the do, but they taking out the seeds after they do the do. So that's a little bit different. So our population decline isn't just because marriage is on the decline, because they still getting out here in these streets. It's just, they taking out
That's
the
still,
kids.
that's still consistent with the Mouse Utopia because they had high infant mortality rates once they got to sea.
Right, but the infant mortality rates occur for a couple of things. Probably, I'm sorry, I did look into the study some years ago, so it's not that I'm unaware, but
Okay.
that's not high infant mortality rate. What we got going on,
Yeah, I
it's
know it's a little, I know it's
nah,
pre-mortality. I get that. I
yeah,
get that.
but we can get there. Don't get me wrong. More than likely, our our people will get there where there will because after genes get recycled over and over again they can only it's like cloning. You make too many clones, man, you're gonna get to a clone that's defective and then
Yes,
therefore
sir.
everybody else has to be defective, right? So the same thing happens with genes, and it is eventually gonna happen. It's just that we got some other stuff cooking right now that's making these things occur a whole lot faster than they should.
Isn't
And
this where the interest in population control came from?
well, yeah, yeah. It is. I mean, population control for a certain group of people, of course. But yeah, yeah. we can we can leave it at that. And that's where a lot of this came from. A lot of the efforts, children being taken out, that was also population control effort for a certain group of people, and it's just backfiring on everybody else now, right?
Right.
The financial system, the way it's rigged, that's a backfire at everybody right now. Everything is always built on hope, and when niggas start losing hope, everything gets tossed to the wayside, and people are losing hope. But there's probably going to be a period where hope comes back. Something terrible is going to have to happen, and it'll come back, just like the baby boomers. They came around when something terrible happened, and it came back around. So I just think there's other
Well,
things at
what
play
has
than what the
usually
mouse
been
utopia.
the center of hope though, for most of human history?
It's been one, your
Religion.
family.
Religion.
Well, actually, the center of
Religion.
hope has always been your family, your legacy. That's what the main source of hope
Yeah,
is. Religion is a religion is a
but
part of that.
even the family. Well, no,
Religion is an
usually,
instrument. Religion is an instrument to hold the structure of what you hold important is. Right. A lot of people say God is my belief, but everything that they're doing, they're following the rules of God for a good outcome, right? And everybody followed it because it was supposed to be the best thing you could do for your family and for yourself. They didn't necessarily do it for religion. They did it because religion. They did it because of religion, right? And now people have lost faith. People have lost hope in family. Like, who you hear any young people talking about? I want to have a family. I want to have 2, 3 kids. I can't, get married. Nobody talks like that because a family is looked at as a basically baggage. It's a drag on you now. If you talk, I don't want to have no kids. I don't want to have to take care of no kids. That's what you hear from young people, which you didn't really hear that in the past. So, we got to keep in mind there's a whole lot of other things going on of what occurred in Mouse Utopia, which is why I don't like to use it in comparison. It's just too many things going on in our circumstances not happening in that experiment. But it is accurate over the long term of a species, though. So I'm not going to not say that.
So basically, we need
Well,
women to be. Well, go ahead, Blacko. Go ahead. I can wait.
I mean, I don't think the purpose of any experimentation with non-human beings is considered to provide a perfect predictor of human behavior. I think the purpose of the experimentation is to develop some sort of pattern recognition amongst similar sorts of activity. But there is no way you can perfectly, even in human experimentation, you can't necessarily create a perfect predictor of human behavior because differences in geography, differences in origin. There's so many things that can impact the direction in which human beings can go. Even twin human beings could potentially go. For example, people who split from the same egg, So, but it's to see, okay, here is an environment, here are environmental conditions. This species of animal continually over generations replicated this behavior under these conditions. And that's used as the basis of saying, if we're going to have similar sort of conditions amongst apes or humans or whatever, do we witness also similar sorts of behavior? I think that's the goal or purpose of that kind of experiment. I'm going to read this part here that Compassion is highlights as number 2, control population and environmental design. Calhoun believed that uncontrolled population growth leads to social fragmentation and stress, even when resources are abundant. He suggested building environments with planned social spacing and manageable group sizes to reduce crowding stress. His solution, urban and social design, should respect psychological limits, giving people both personal space and communal identity. I think that's kind of, to some degree, suburbanization was supposed to provide that to some degree, in terms of giving people more space. I think, though, the planning of society from a business standpoint, and especially for the logistical business interests of the plutocratic class, ultimately resulted in suburbanization being somewhat less than efficient, thus more re-urbanization. And that's why you have gentrification. Gentrification was basically the master saying, yeah, that's well and good that they might psychologically benefit from suburbanization, but we need to have more control and access over the levers of resources and human capital. So we're going to move everybody back into New York and Chicago. And we're also going to charge exorbitant pricing for the property acquisition therein.
All right, so basically, we could avert disaster if we can get women to act smarter than a mouse.
God damn.
That's the question, bro. I'm just asking what seems to be a legitimate question. I ain't hear everything, but I heard a good amount of things, and sound like there's a pattern of behavior that shows up. I can say I can see how some of these patterns have showed up amongst humans, and so we could technically avert disaster if women would act smarter than a mouse.
I guess
Well,
that's true, but do
I
you
don't know.
expect them to ever become smarter?
I just, I think women are much more supple to environmental influences, and I know you guys heard
Yeah.
me say this before. A woman is a natural thing. I think they do what is natural to the environment in which they're in, and regardless of how disappointed we might be in their behavior, there's nothing about what I have observed over the last, you know, 60 plus years that really surprised me. There's nothing that really surprised me. Like even all the whoring and thoughting. I mean, having a vagina is kind of a magic wand. It can get me out of this situation. It can put me in that situation, or at least I think that, or I've been trained to believe that. It can put me backstage at a Chris Brown concert. It could get me to the sucker to marry me. It could get me in some high political position. In some cases, some corporate position. Shout out to Kamala Harris. Um, I mean, of course they're gonna become hoes when the perception is that the source of the hold'em can move them around at their convenience. Now, a lot of them have a distorted view about how powerful that device is. But if you see enough of, Meg the Stallion pulling the Clay Thompson or whatever, on a sort of a subconscious level, maybe I can figure out how to do it too. But you have to be either a woman or to have really observed their behavior over time to really know what it means. Otherwise, you're going to judge them on criteria that's really only suited for men.
So, was that an extremely elegant way of saying to expect them to be smarter than a mouse is crazy? So,
I expect all mammalian females to operate very similarly. I'll put it that way, and mice as
Translation:
well
you
as women are mammals. Yeah.
basically Uru was saying it's probably best for you to invest all of the money you've ever earned into the lottery, and you have a better chance of success than them changing on their own.
Certainly
Good
over
luck.
time. Certainly over time.
look, y'all, I'm just listening. I got a lot of respect for Black Rule. He's an elder. He shares his wisdom freely with us. I'm just trying to make sure I pick up on it when it's dropped. That's all. I'm trying to pick up the gems as we drop them. That's all I'm trying to do at the end of the day. You know, uh, and
Hey, Black Rule. Oh, my bad.
go
Hey,
ahead,
Black
go
Rule.
ahead.
Do you think they behave more like a particular type of mammal, like a rodent, so to speak, or do you? I'm messing around. We talk
Uh,
about mice a minute.
well,
I'm just
it's
messing
interesting.
around, man.
You could cherry pick. You could cherry pick. There's certain hyena behavior. There's certain lioness behavior. There's certain, what the bonobo is sort of a deviant version of the chimpanzee. I mean, there are lots of, like I say, it don't surprise me, for example, that, they all would sort of rally around a certain type or style of male, resulting in what they call the 20/80 rule or the 80/20 rule or maybe the 90/10 rule or whatever. That don't really surprise me. That don't surprise me at all. It don't surprise me, like I say, that they'll just kind of throw their box around, or at least the apparent availability of their box around to maneuver around in the world. You know, it don't. I've seen too much. I've observed too much. So nothing that they do really surprise or disappoint me that much. Outside of if unless I've known their family and particularly maybe the men in their family. If I've known the men in their family, I'm probably going to have a higher level of expectation about the predictability of their more uh, a higher integrity in the predictability of their behavior. And that's because of that particular kind of pressure. I've seen that kind of pressure work at a greater frequency than any other kind of pressure. Other than that, nothing about their, very little about their mothers, very little about their education, even their relative social standing. I've seen a lot of hoes of high social standing. So uh, if 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 I don't know her father and have really kind of observed what kind of man he is, I'm going to default to the possibility that she's capable of carrying on anyway out here, any way at all.
Kind of sounds like maybe Uru should be kind of like before you guys get married, go chop it up with him and try to get this cost benefit assessment down. Seems like he's got
How
some
would
Well,
they
I
ability
mean,
to kind of assess this thing.
you gonna put Uru
You
out of
need an
business
accountant,
because
not a priest.
it ain't really a calculation no more,
you
player.
gonna get me sued? Don't
Yeah,
get
you
me
gonna
sued.
give. What'd you tell my potential husband? What'd you say to him?
So, a
And
lot
so,
of lawsuits coming up.
so if you marry somebody who actually doesn't want to be your wife, or at first she wants to be your wife, but then she decides midway through, halfway through, quarter way through, I don't want to be a wife no more. Not divorce you. I just don't want to be a wife no more. You've already lost your investment, right? And there's currently no way to keep them on track on fulfilling what their role is supposed to be through the entire relationship, right? We've all talked to people where, hey, I got married 5 years into the marriage. She don't act like that no more. She don't do this. She don't do that. She don't do that. But you still pay all the bills, right? So I mean, it's like having a car, man. As time goes on, the value is going to degrade. Ain't nothing you can really do about it. So you also have to take that as a cost analysis to the losses you're going to experience and compare it to the benefits you'll gain. Do the benefits outweigh the
And
costs?
every day you spend after that is the opportunity cost of what you might derive no longer
Hmm.
being with that person.
Yep.
Because the longer you stay with that person, the less you less capable you are to becoming or evolving into something better for yourself and maybe even for your children. So you have to get out, even if it's materially costly. You have to get out because of the opportunity cost of staying.
And you start
And
talking
that's a
like
tough
that, man, you're
thing
gonna start to.
for many men.
Yeah, it is because if
And
you
that's a
do it,
tough
you're gonna
thing for
start
a
looking
lot of
at your
men to
lady
recognize.
different. You're gonna look
Yes,
at your lady
yes, you
real
will.
different.
You're gonna look at your lady different, and you're gonna even look at your children different.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh
here's
yeah.
the thing: if your kid if because you might say my children are for shit too, so I'm going to just fulfill whatever obligation I have for that, and then after that, it's going to be on them as to whether or not I'm going to be how I'm going to be dealing with them past age 18 or whatever legal obligation I have. Now that's a cold-blooded thing to think about, but that is the point you're going to make. And that's how you have a lot of guys will say, look, it was just a bad deal from the beginning, and now it's just me maximizing whatever life force I have remaining. And for black men, this is acutely important because we have the shortest lifespan.
Hey,
So
Roger, can
we
I get
should
my
be
opening
ruthlessly thinking
statement?
that way.
Oh, Tone Runner, you
Oh, yeah,
try and get
go
an
ahead,
opening
Tom
statement?
Runner. I didn't know you were in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead,
I'm trying to
Tom
get my
Runner.
opening statement.
Yeah, go ahead,
I
bro.
was just going to say, I'm in Atlanta where we have a lot of six-figure women, red tops and red bottoms, I mean, and Mercedes Benz, but they seem to be the women that beg the most because they living above
Mm.
their means. And I've seen that some of the women overseas that have less are more giving with what little they got. So that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, I have
I'm
a,
gonna
No,
land
a
right there.
decent for that. I
you were right,
understand that.
Tunnel. No, Tunnel Runner, you were right. There's a lot of red tops out there too.
Well, yeah, I know. Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing else.
I'm just
Okay.
joking, man. I'm just throwing
Well,
I
I'm
was
here's
just
gonna
throwing
ask you
corny
what's
jokes
a
out.
red top. I was like, what's a red top? What
There's a
is
lot
that?
of no, there's red wigs, red hair. There's a lot of red tops out there too.
Ah,
I'm
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
got
I'm
you.
trying
yeah.
to I'm attempting to joke, man. I'm sorry.
Nah, you got it. You got it. Here's the thing though, like people keep forgetting that like contentment is an internal thing, it's not an external thing. So you'll see a lot of ladies kind of seeking that external uh pathway to contentment that's never gonna work.
All right, y'all. I was out. I just made it back. Tunnel Run, I'm glad you got your opening statement in. Because I'm gonna get ready to close this thing down, y'all. We are well past the 3 hour mark. Uh um Dinner with 777. If you're still out there, I would like you to come to hit the link again and come talk to us after the show, if possible. Perfect. If you listening, hit the link after the show, if possible. And now I'm gonna say this, y'all. If the marriage ain't going well, and I'm in the marriage, we got the kids and all that already. Maybe we 12 years in or something, and she ain't doing right. Why can't I just stop paying bills? Why can't we just lose it all? Because, and I'm just being realistic, if I'm going to lose it in a divorce anyway, what's the big deal for me to pay? I mean, it's not going to be mine. Okay, the bank can have it. Whatever it is we talking about, if it's cars, houses, whatever, if I'm not going to have it anyway, why can't I just stop paying bills and, she'll eventually file for divorce, and by the time you file, stuff get processed, the sheriff already done showed up. Now I got money saved for my new place. Because I
Isn't
don't
that what
want to go.
Kevin Gates did?
I don't know if he did that or not, but I know I don't want to go back to my mama talking about, can I stay for a while? I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't trying to do all that. So rather than me just take it up the back end or the rear end with no Vaseline, it ain't gonna be mine. Why should I care who owns it if I'm not gonna own it? My children ain't gonna own it. So why should I care who owns it at that point? I'm just saying. Well, as men, we have these reactions where we harm ourselves instead of, quote unquote, harming the people who did stuff to us. I don't think I should pay if the marriage ain't going right. I just don't think I should pay. The bank can have it. Obviously, that's what she said. But I mean, really, she said, no, this nigga gonna pay for it anyway, because he gonna be a man and be responsible, and then we gonna go to court, and the judge gonna put everything in my favor, and I'm gonna have the kids, and eventually he gonna have to go get a new place. Well, since I'm going to get a new place, I'll just save my money up for the new place I have to go get. I mean, we can get around some stuff in life. You can't get around everything. So why don't I just save my money and get my new place? And now we ain't got nothing to talk about when we get in front of that judge about how we gonna split up property. Yeah, I know we ain't got no properties. They're gone. What can he really do to me at that point? You gonna get mad because I stopped paying
If
the
you're
mortgage?
going to consider doing that, if you're going to stop paying bills, then I would recommend you do this with that money. Hire a good forensic accountant and hire a good bankruptcy attorney. Because at that point, you're trying to hide and structure your money in such a way in which you can maximize what you're able to clear after the inevitable divorce or whatever. If you're going to do what Roger recommends, it kind of depends on what you intend to do with your life after the divorce is over as to whether or not I would recommend you do that. But and then also what's the source of your income, and more importantly, how transferable is your source of income, particularly outside of the continental United States. If
I have
your
a
means of income is relatively mobile, then that might be the way to go. Again, especially if you had the benefit of utilizing some expertise with moving some money around.
There's a story of a Latino man down in Miami. He worked in Miami International Airport. His wife worked in Miami International Airport. And he had some other family members that also worked in the airport. My man won the lottery for $3.5 million. Y'all want to guess what happened?
Who
Take a
be
guess.
gone?
Disappearing
act.
This sounds shady.
Houdini.
Disappearing act.
He didn't even get a divorce. That nigga gone. Now wait. So he's married to his second wife. So he has kids from his first wife, and the kids won't tell her where he is. He gone. He won the lottery ticket, and when I say the daughter was explaining to me, so sorry, the cousin of the daughter was explaining to me what happened. That nigga left everything. Like it was just like another day. Clothes was in there. The stuff he put in the fridge was in there. He didn't take nothing. Nigga
As soon as a wire was executed, to his Cayman account, as soon as he got the confirmation, he's like, I'm out of here.
He won and he disappeared. She found out after the fact that he won the lottery because she was looking for him. So they were in the process of talking about a divorce, and she was basically going to fight it. So he was like, all right, well, I won the lottery. You got to come find me. He disappeared. That hoe don't know where he is. She got to pay for the house, so she got to move out. She can't pay for the house. So she was telling me this whole story, and she was like, my uncle is gone. And the kids know where he's at, but they're not telling nobody. The rest of us don't know. That nigga is living his best life.
Sound like a smart man to me.
Somewhere.
The kids
He
got
didn't even
3.5 million reasons not to pay him.
But check it. They're technically still married. She can't sue him for the money. She has to divorce him before she can take any money. But she can't divorce him because she can't serve him with divorce papers because she can't find the nigga. So technically, she is stuck. She can't.
He just got to spend the money. Spend the money and come back.
Baby. And if
ready for a divorce now.
And you can go get a divorce. Like you could file for the divorce, but if the dude don't show up, they'll eventually divorce you. It'll default into divorce. But she won't be able to get any money because to go to court, they got to serve him to go to court and take all his financials. The nigga's bank accounts are empty. They said he emptied everything. If they found out he won the lottery, one of the kids let it slip that he won the lottery. They won't say where he is. He's gone.
Man,
His mama don't even know where he is. He's gone.
That's the luckiest man alive, man.
Mama can't tell what she don't know.
She can't tell you what she don't know. That nigga,
I mean, you know what's the best part of that story?
Your kids won't tell.
His kids know. His kids know he's okay, and they ain't telling.
They ain't
That's the
not
best
telling.
part of that story.
They not telling nothing. They tried to make him tell them. They tried to get the attorney to get it out of them. They checking their phone records to try to find him. Because of course, what they did was and she was telling me that she was like, the first thing the wife did was file a missing persons report, right after the 48 hours, and they can't find him. And none of his bank accounts are being touched. None of the he left his bank accounts the way they were, right? So whatever money was in there from whatever paycheck, she keep that. That nigga got that lottery ticket and is gone. And he is technically still married. So
Even though the Roger Report Live finds this extremely hilarious, I am not telling y'all to get out here and win the lottery and disappear. That is not an approved method of the Roger Report
listen,
Live.
I tell my wife,
I think I seen him in Colombia. I was
listen
talking
to
to him in
because
Colombia.
he's
He was right
probably
there next
there.
to me.
They say he disappeared.
We're going to have a little bit of a Mr. Z extension because Mr. Z done came up. So I got to let him do his thing. So, Mr. Z, I appreciate you gracing us with your presence, my brother. How you doing?
What's going on, Raj? Thanks for having me up. Shout out to Ghost Moves, Silent Steppers. And Truth Teller was describing a silent stepper. That's talking about light stepping. Okay, so Raj, I didn't hear anything. I got to go back and listen to the whole stream, but I will list off some of the terms that we have come up with on my channel when it comes to begging, and somebody keep count,
Do
right?
tell. Do tell.
Okay, there's aggressive begging, sassy begging, arrogant begging, obligation begging, a man, what a man should do begging, right? Kind begging, mean begging, right? So I think what we up to 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. So there's different forms of begging. The ladies
You
are
didn't say
begging.
swaggy begging, man.
Did I not say swaggy begging? I might have said sassy begging, swaggy begging, and that was the original. The original was swaggy begging. Shout out to LAR that gave us arrogant begging, and then we just been on since then. And every once in a while, we'll come up with a new form of begging that women, or we'll describe it, and it'll be a new form of begging that the women are engaging in. The women are begging because they don't got it like that. They don't want to be on a black man's program, so they trying to piece together you Negroes with they $200 that you giving them, $40 that you giving them, $50 that you giving them, the gas that you happen to put in their car, etc., etc. It's all begging.
But then the
One of their
worst part
favorite
of it,
go-tos, real quick, one of their favorite go-tos is the obligation begging. A man
yeah.
should, what a man should do. A real man, oh, you better believe they love pulling up with a real man. A real man, my daddy, oh, my daddy begging. Oh yeah, that's another one. So, ooh, Mr. C just came up with that one. My daddy begging. So, there you go. And I think we around 10, maybe 10, something like that. All right, I'll pause right there.
All right, see now
Hey,
check this out. Don't forget about what happens
Z,
after. Oh, go ahead,
Z, the common thread in all that begging. There's one common thread in all that begging. All that begging is designed for them to save face for begging. Have you noticed that?
Exactly. That's my point.
All of
Exactly.
it is designed to transfer the feelings of shame from them to you or to some other situation. Because usually when you beg, there's some degree of shame, right? Or contrition or a feeling of lack of whatever esteem. Well, they try to beg in a way in which they don't have to endure the full weight of the loss of esteem and bearing the shame that is
Black
rightfully supposed to go with begging.
Black Rule, here's something to consider very importantly. It's about saving face and keeping the power dynamic. See,
Mm-hmm.
when you're on the
Mm-hmm.
side of need, when you're on the side of help, and we've all been there, you are in the subservient side. That
Mm-hmm.
person is the one who set terms. The other person is who set terms. And you either accept it or you don't, but the power is in that person's hands. When
That's why.
you do the obligation, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No,
that's
go
why I
ahead,
was
Mr.
saying.
D.
Yeah,
That's why I was
but when you
saying
do,
earlier. Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead, because
I was
I
gonna
actually
say.
wanted to hear what you said. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is like why I was saying what I was saying earlier. Like after they actually get it, after you actually give it to them, it's not you giving it to them anymore. It's they manifested. They manifested it.
They manifested.
Hey,
Well,
that's why I mean,
when you are a goddess can manifest. That's part of being a goddess.
It's a miracle.
But once again,
I'm,
there's something else in Spy Truth, real quick. In Spy Truth, and after you save them or you give them or whatever, it's not that you save them. You did what you were supposed to do. That was your obligation. That's what this, as Black Rose said, they still get to save face and they still get to keep the power dynamic intact. Because it's not that you saved them or you looked out or any of that. You did what you were supposed to do. And especially when it comes to the obligation begging, that's the whole framing. It's your obligation. A real man would. right?
Hmm.
That's what they get to
Yeah,
maintain. And I'll pause right there. Go ahead.
yeah.
Man,
As
that's
Uru
why
said
I kind of
earlier, as Uru said
Go
earlier, it's
ahead,
a
J-Lo.
tribute to the goddess, to the goddess.
I guess I'm nitpicking, and I have a problem with the term begging, man. I think we need to come up with something else, man. I mean, pseudo begging, because if you're not indeed being shameful, like I said, you're not, lowering your head, crumpling your hat up with your hands or something. Are you begging? I get what we're saying. I get what we're saying, but I
Well,
don't know. I have a
you,
problem with that for
you
some
know what,
reason,
Jado?
man. It doesn't.
You
Yeah.
know what? Because to
And
me, that's
he's talking about the
that's the
Oliver Twist. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I'm saying that's the root of why I started the stream. Because, like I said, I was talking to some men who asked me my opinion, and I said, if a woman asked me for money, she begging, and they just had an issue with the fact that she was begging. Now, I'm not telling nobody admit that they was ever broke in life. I didn't say to myself, I done been broke. I done been broke on more than one occasion. I do not come from
Second
money.
that.
Okay? If I beg, I was broke. It's that simple to me. Why can't I see the same thing in a woman? If you need to beg me for money, it's because you broke. Why can't
But
I see a
Roger,
broke person begging me?
but Roger, if
Let
I
me
were
say
to
this because I'm about
beg,
to jump off in one.
yep,
1 second, because
yep.
about to jump off. You were describing earlier the Oliver Twist of it all. Please, could I have some more? Right, kind of with the doughy eyes and the hands held out or the hat held hand, out and clearly in the subservient position, right? And what all of these things does, and we gotta stress what Black Rule says, it allows for them to save face, and it put the onus on you to engage in this with them keeping their pride intact, their ego intact, right? And I'll pause right there. All right, y'all. Thanks for having me up, Russ.
That's that. Thank you, CC. But
Appreciate you, brother.
also, that's why quickly. That's why I agree with Jado what Jado is saying, because if they're coming to you and saying that you're slacking in some obligation and that you're not doing your responsibility or you're in neglect, then they really are not begging. They're just basically coming
Yes,
to you and
thank
telling you the
you.
truth. You know what I'm saying? So
If you have if you have a spectrum of scamming and begging, one end is scamming, and I think it's closer to scamming. But anyway, I'll leave it at that, man.
Yep.
I'm
I see
nitpicking.
your point, Jado. I do see your point. My thing is this. I'm just trying to see the world for where it is. I've said before, black men, we gotta look both ways before we cross the street. We can't afford to just be running out there and see what happens. So my thing is, if you're asking me for money, I'm not tripping, but you are begging at the end of the day. And that's why I told the gentleman I was talking to, when they had a conversation about who's asking for money, I say broke people ask me for money. That's the general consensus. If you're asking me for money, it's because you're broke. I don't have a bank. I'm not a bank owner. You see what I'm saying? I don't have a payday loan service. So if you're asking me for money, you broke. Because I'm not a banking institution. Okay? Now I done been broke. And I done asked people for money before. And I done borrowed money and I paid it back. I didn't quote unquote technically beg, but if you want to classify as begging, so what? I don't care. That's what I was at that moment. At the end of the day, I'm not giving anybody the luxury of seeing them as anything than what I see them as, because I'm in the real world. If you asking me, you begging because you broke. Now, why a woman can't accept being broke, I get it. They say all this stuff out here and they want people to look at them a different way. I'm going to look at you for who you are, because I have to live in the real world. I'm not tripping over a woman begging, but I still see it as begging. And I know you begging because you broke. And that's just what it is to me. Broke people beg. People with money don't beg. Just is what it is. Okay? And my thing is, if you're ashamed of being broke, just go do something about it. That's all. But don't beg and act like you're not broke. Because now I don't even want to lend you nothing, because now I don't like your attitude. And that's real talk to me. Anybody want to give any last statement? Because we definitely gonna close this down. Anybody want to make a last statement?
Uh, remember, gentlemen, back in the days, they had this song where they were saying, broke ninjas don't deserve no coochie. And I guess we got to say something to them also. Broke bitch don't deserve attention. They don't deserve a good morning. They don't deserve acknowledgement. They don't even, they don't even deserve to exist. No, certainly no P9 for broke bitches. You know, broke bitches need to go down. Go away, broke bitch.
If
Well, oh, go ahead,
I'll
whoever
leave,
that was.
I'll leave it with this. I'll leave it with this one. Like, if you want tribute as a queen, you better have the head for the crown. Take that how you want.
And I'm just gonna say, don't ask me for no money unless you want me to assume you broke. But
Wait,
that's how I see it is.
Now, wait. That was that a metaphor or what kind of metaphor? Because that can that can bring different meanings.
All kind of
That
levels.
that can have
That was a
all
bar.
It
kind
That
of
was a
works for
levels.
straight
multiple
bar.
purposes.
That was a bar, man.
That's definitely a bar.
Oh, that's no ball, nigga.
That might be the triple entendre right there.
Our standard practice should be to wait 2 weeks, 2 full weeks before replying back to any begging Texas.
You know what?
See,
I
see
actually
what
like
happens.
that idea. No, I actually like that idea, and I'm gonna encourage that. If someone begs, please, please text them back in 2 weeks. It would be fun. I'm pretty sure the responses would be incredibly hilarious. Just see what happened 2 weeks later. Just don't respond for 2 weeks. Lord, I can't wait till somebody come and hit my phone begging. I'm gonna see what. uh, uh, but real quick, y'all, Red Pill Sleeper Cell is coming up, so I'm gonna give him the mic to do what he want to do with it. Go ahead, Red Pill Sleeper Cell. Do you
Hey,
think?
hey, Roger, can I have $1?
Well, I mean, of course you could, but I wouldn't take that as begging from you. I'll say that for sure. Because if I ask you for $1, I know you have my back too, and that's real talk. And I want to say shout out to Afro Merchant, y'all. Shout out to Afro Merchant because he did hit the Cash App with the $10 OT tax. He said so. You got your OT, my brother. You got your OT. I'm gonna say that's a good $10 you spent right there. Good $10. You got a good OT today. Uh, anybody else? Any last words? All right. Well, I'm gonna shut it down, y'all. We definitely gonna talk and Bible study a little bit today. Perfect. If you're still out there, holler at me, brother. Dinner with 777. If you're still out there, holler at me, brother. If not, then I'll catch y'all next time. Long live habitual line steppers. Oh, y'all, 9 a.m. if you're new. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. We do this Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Chicago time. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.